Say thank you, Shrike and Dionysus, for the subs. Hype train is close. My goodness. Hello, everyone, and thank you. Just one second. And audio live, video live. Good evening, dreamers, and welcome to Change Stars Summer. This is our second game as we dive right into it with a game of space, danger, intrigue, rebellion, and hope. As our F3 cell, thank you, Pat, for the gift sub. We get the hype train. Choo choo. May our conductors conduct. Yeah, we find ourselves. We find ourselves. Oh, I thought I had archived the pages. We find ourselves with the DM remembering that he hasn't archived the pages. We find ourselves in the dingy storage room of a frontier station, improv and D&D. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Oh my gosh, thank you, hey Matt. Hype, big hype as we jam into a little bit of the Change Stars album here, and we join our heroes assembled as they are in the dingy back room of a space station corridor towards the edge of centrifugal gravity's field. Overlooked and easily sequestered, it has become the meeting point of choice for your F3 cell, which may or may not have a particular name. You do have a particular spaceship, and you have received a particular and worrying report from an individual who is to meet you here this cycle and discuss a grave matter. The Newsguy Mining Guild deploying impressed labor somewhere in an asteroid field nearby. The Trinity patrols will not catch them because they'll clear out ahead of time. They've seen them coming. You, on the other hand, are free to act and, assuming you keep the element of surprise, should be able to blow through their defenses. But that's all reliant on the information you're about to receive. So, as we look around and see this group, some longer working with this particular F3 cell than others, some here more, as like a bit of a clock in, clock out. Some people very much out of time here. I think that we look to our players. I'm gonna call it left to right as I see it on the bottom. Chiron, Pat, tell me a little bit about who it is you're playing tonight. Pat?
All right. By the way, oh no, are you?
Oh shit. Is anybody else hearing Pat's audio cut out really bad?
Yeah, it looks like a connection thing.
Axe anything you have in the background, Pat. But okay, so
Any better?
yeah, I heard that.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry about that. I swapped over to a different connection. I am playing. Let me get my character sheet up. I am playing Taltherman Bells, who is a freedom fighter by ideology. She strongly believes that the Trinity was formed under shaky, if not illegal, pretenses, and that essentially the Thren Federation, into which she was born, illegally annexed the human empire's successor state, which she also feels they underhandedly, did far more than they ought to have with regards to the creation of said state. And she very much feels that the Trinity is an illegitimate organization intent on perpetuating the oppression of human beings, which is, to be clear, a bit of an out of context belief to have, but she strongly believes it. And she's joined this freedom fighting movement quite some time ago. She used to be a walker. Member of the Walker Net on Ichthus Station in her younger days, where she was exposed to various ideologies, some of which less coherent than her own, such as extremist beliefs. What are they called, Lee? Hyperethics?
Oh, hyperethicists? Listen, there's just a certain school of ethics which believes that, after when you reach a hyperethical situation, the only ethical solution is a hyperethical one. It's about scale.
It's about scale, indeed. And she's definitely got some arrest warrants on.
Indeed. A friendly IT specialist.
Yes.
Which brings us to Amanda Paths, a woman who definitely doesn't look out of time. Chilling with the gang. Robin, you tell us a little about Amanda?
Hi, yeah. I'm playing Amanda Paths, she, her. Her vibe is she also doesn't like the Human Empire successor state, but more because she was part of the Human Empire. And then her ship early in the war got donked up, and she ended up going into a emergency stasis and remaining there for however long it's been since there was a Human Empire, until I think for the purposes of this, we'll just say the F3 unfroze her.
Yeah, they found a drifting ship. They unfroze you, and they were all like, "Hey, how do you feel about the Trinity?" And you're like, "The what?" And they were like, "Great, you'll fit right in."
That's kind of the vibe, yeah. I think she joined recently, and I think she's just for one thing, it's better than being frozen. And also, there is a chance that, maybe, some kind of, in her way, revenge. So,
Indeed.
yeah.
All right. So, we got Tauthine, we got Amanda. Bap, the Rast and the Shades across the table.
Yes.
Tell us, what's he about?
So, Bap's got a family. He's got a wife, Papilu. He's got a little toddler, Pilu, and he's just trying to make some more dough. Specifically because he wants to. Of course, he wants to save up in case Pilu wants to go to Starvard someday. That's costs a pretty penny. But he also wants to surprise his family with a trip. So he's basically taking any job he can. This one's a little bit more dangerous, but anything for his family, but also the fact that there is the impressed labor, the people who might be forced away from their families, that that doesn't sit right with Bap. So, of course, he, being a Rast, he is a affectionately dubbed space otter with 2 very long antennae, and he's a pilot. You just put him behind the wheel, and he will get you where you need to go.
Absolutely. And we also see an impressive corpora here with a little box helm cam for a head. Frank 8001 reads the chest plate. Captain Carrion, happy to have you here, friend. Tell us a little about Frank.
Hi, I'm John. I'm playing Frank Boole, or 8001, if you prefer. Frank is a free synth. Apologies. Frank is a free synth who is, well, to be honest, his passion is his ship, maintaining his ship, and he gets distinctly upset when people scratch the paintwork. He's also a firm proponent of synth rights, and in general is not a big fan of the mining guild on account of the belief that if synths should be free, everyone should be free.
Indeed. And while all instances of the mining guild do claim to be the mining guild, there are like there's various groups, but this is not uncommon of most of them. Yeah, so you've got your ideological foe in sights. You've got a ship to take care of, and you are basically that your contact you've been in anonymous communication with Bells has set it up. You know that they're going to be by pretty soon. I'm by all the time. They're going to be by pretty soon. Would you guys how would you imagine you confer in Bat? I imagine that you are probably filling in for the last pilot that this ship had, because they got they've moved, they got too much heat on them, as it were, and so the F3 arranged to smuggle them to another system, so they needed a new pilot for the group. So this might be your first time, if you want, your first time flying this particular ship.
Great.
Flying with them. So yeah, I imagine BAP enters a new environment here and surveys them. How does the rest of the group imagine they're chilling as your new companion BAP enters? Presumably from this way by the strawberry milk machine.
Presumably, at some point I'll have sight.
Oh shit! You guys not see any? Oh my god! I didn't move you. So magically, you can see the world. Magically, a world appears before you.
Ah, yes. This
Let me know if a world has not magically appeared before you. But yeah, in a dingy corridor back, you go to meet the people who you're flying for, and you pass the strawberry vending machine, and you see Tothimen Bells here at a Cowtherman Bells here at a computer console. It seems to be an old maintenance one rigged up to the wall for just bookkeeping and the like. And Amanda, would you be sat around the overturned vending machine table, standing? What's your idle pose?
I kind of see her keeping her distance from people she did not interact with in her time, and Amanda is kind of defined by this wry, constant smirk and laughing to herself. The stasis for that long isn't good for the brain, I don't think. So
yeah, over a century in the box tends to have a few knock-on effects after you thaw out.
So she's just kind of always smirking and muttering to herself.
That's me on an usual day, but yes.
So Bells is probably tip-tapping on her slate and simultaneously typing away at the computer console, and occasionally she sticks a stylus in her mouth and chews on it before putting it back behind her ear. And she's got various screens up on her slate and the computer console, and quite a few of them show various computer internal cameras of the station. And she has documented and also copy saved the files of your arrival And the moment you step into the door, Bap, she turns at you and says, Ren sent you, didn't he? You're the new guy, aren't you? The new pilot for the ship.
Howdy.
Well, it's good to make your acquaintance. I'm Bells. This is the gang.
The pleasure's all mine.
Well,
Well, are y'all ready?
yes.
Yes.
I was born ready.
Great. Well, I think it's pretty straightforward what we got to do, where we got to go. But I mean, if there's anything I need to know, please, by all means.
You got that right. It's very straightforward, but I have some questions for you. First
All right.
off, what is your favorite color? Second off, where were you 4 weeks ago when the last patrol was in system? And third question, what tailor do you use?
Well, my favorite color's blue. 4
I can
weeks
confirm
ago,
that.
I was getting my CCU certification, and I am proud to say I am properly licensed to operate all manner of that kind of machinery. And as far as tailoring goes, I mean, is Levi considered a tailor?
Levi. Let me check. And you see she's got like a massive file, and your face in different angles shows up on it, and definitely looks like she's been doing her homework. And she looks up and she says, "Oh, the store."
Yeah.
And she looks at you very conspiratorially. You don't know why.
All right. I do have a question though. Is that, and Bap will gesture towards the machine, was it strawberry milk?
Yeah, there's a strawberry milk vending machine here. You don't know why they put it so far away. You know, you'd assume that it would be pretty popular.
Oh yeah, I mean Bap is gonna inquire about that and say, is that free for anyone to use?
Everything's free, as it should be.
You note that the control panel that scans for your living your living expense coupons seems to be programmed to not charge you, and it just beeps. A nicely labeled strawberry milk container falls out, frosty cool, and the milk. Well, do you taste it, Bap?
Oh, absolutely.
With the of the cap, yeah, no, delicious. Frank, you're away from your ship. Does that leave Frank feeling antsy? Is Frank like? How's
Frank is
feeling?
Frank. The emotion that Frank has toward this situation is ambivalent. He has things he could be doing.
You're chilling.
At the moment, he is standing stock still, rigidly observing, except for his little camera head occasionally moving to observe.
All right, yeah. So you're stood. One could even think that you were like in low power mode or deactivated or something if they weren't paying close enough attention. You're stood
Yes.
stock still. Yeah, nice. Bap, you have your strawberry milk. Do you come sit down at the quote unquote table? Actually, no one's sitting at the table, so I don't know if you want to, but you could.
Oh yeah, I mean I'd like to say like, would any of y'all like one too? If it's free for everyone, I can get y'all a bottle.
Statement: I cannot drink.
Oh, all right. Well,
Like
I
half
figured
of
I'd
us
offer.
can't either. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, I figured I'd offer.
Half of us can't drink milk either. So Amanda sits at the table and at the head of it.
Do you mind if I take a seat?
Not my table.
All right. Bap will have a seat and just kind of lean back a little bit.
Certainly. As you're getting settled in, everyone roll me a scrutiny because you hear, Halthime, you're watching like the cams, but you don't see anyone approaching. But you guys hear a scuttling all of a sudden.
You could just call me Bellesley. It's gonna be a lot
No,
easier.
I'm gonna say your name wrong every time. Don't worry, man. You already know. Welcome to Change Stars. We've got a lot of world building.
Welcome to Change Stars, where Pat made an entire language for Lee to say wrong.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I haven't done the same in some of my own settings, but I'm guilty of it too. I literally have an entire document that is just pronunciation guide.
Amazing.
I mean, hey, that's why you have the guide, so you can reference it when you're wrong.
Yes.
So, I think that we're scoring some successes. I had to refresh because of a silly Billy on my part. Yeah, so Bap and Bells are taking in a single success on that. Frank, you don't see anything on your visual sensors, or auditory processing doesn't give you back a closer ping either. And yeah, Amanda. So okay, Frank, you don't really see this, but suddenly everyone, you see the vent in the corner of the room kind of goes like, and you see a scuttling above, and you see in the pipes above the table, you see a fully grown adult Newsguy, who just sort of looks down at you from many eye stalks on either side of its double-headed shrimp body, and they lean down a little, Bap, and they say from their translator voice box, "Greetings. I am Yikvik the Eschaton. You may call me the Eschaton, or, as my friends refer to me, Eski. I have few friends. We meet here on the most important of matters, the matter of freedom and individuality. In a recent transaction, I was dismayed to learn that the Newsguy mining guild operating in the region was engaged in most uncouth practices. I felt it necessary to inform individuals who would take action, and who they would not see coming, as they have all listening posts monitored by their own hired help. They are expecting the Trinity to come for them any day and trying to extract the last vestiges of value. Only 2 ships remain there. You will be able to take them by surprise because they are not expecting you. Some people come and go into that system with some regularity, enough so that any gravitonic disturbance from the nature of a wormhole tear won't be too much to set them off. You have to be careful about your approach. The Newsguy Mining Guild will gladly open fire on any unexpected spaceship, so you will need to be stealthy in your approach. However, if you take them unawares, they may still have their largest vessel in dock. In addition, I have acquired recently in a game of poker a fine combat drone. However, the firmware was not very agreeable with my piloting throne. As such, it is a sign of goodwill between those who would fight for freedom. I would like to offer it to you, that it might be used to rip off the eye stalks of the enemy and expurgate their presence from these stars in the liberation of the compressed labor.
Preach, elder sibling.
I prefer Eski, but I appreciate the reference to it. And, Yikvik looks around the room, and how are you guys responding? To clarify, they do not get off of the ceiling. They are on the ceiling above the, single hanging, yellow light bulb that is the main illumination for the room. Just sort of, hanging there. Looking like a centipede from hell. I mean,
Politely.
Observation. This floor is filthy. I would do the same if I could.
A fine observation.
Amanda's terrified.
Yeah. Amanda, you were vaguely aware of Newsguy mercenaries and trade. Human First Contact was actually with several individual Newsguy at different times. The initial impression did not give you the feeling that they came in peace. So
No, I remember the stories.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The story. Yeah. Yeah. Bells and Bap, are you just taking this in another day on the farm? I mean, you probably like meet in Bap. You've probably like done missions with not the Newsguy Mining Guild, but like individual Newsguy merchants who are like, "Hey, I need like a courier job. I fly this out there. Hey, you got CCU certified. Hey, hop in the CCU, carry these crates for me.
Yeah.
I'll throw you some Raidus."
Absolutely. I'd say that Bat probably is like, so how do you feel about strawberry milk?
And Eschaton thinks about it and says, "I must acquire this experience, as it is part of my life's mission to taste every manner of milk that is developed in the known system."
Perfect. Well, let me go get you one.
All right, Bap pops out, clunk clunk. You guys hear the metallic sound of glass hitting metal. Bap comes back with the strawberry milk. They reach out like a paddle and feeler and whoop, accept it from like you at the table up to the ceiling. They put it towards like their single like unitary orifice, right? Put it there. They use it to just like take off the cap and slurp it loudly without any further healer hand. The cap drops, the bottle empties, and then it like slides to their side, and they poke out a belt and say, "Adequate. I have knocked one more on my belt. I appreciate that." And he
Of
like
course.
they flip. I should say they flip you like a 10 Raidu piece.
Oh, you ain't gotta do that.
Take it as a token of my friendship, future endeavors together.
You are very generous, Elder. Eidolon.
And so the Eschaton is makes you aware of like the transfer of the combat drone and all that. And Frank, you in your brain, everyone else on their slates or comm boxes, they'll see like a little update. Frank, in your brain, you're just aware that there's a cargo transfer going through where they're sending a combat drone to your hangar bay. Your initial scan of your memory banks indicates that it should be very agreeable with the sensors already aboard your rapier. So there should be no necessary additions to get it operational. The Eschaton says, "I cannot tarry here long due to the nature of my business, and I would also not want anyone to suspect that anything was amiss after my visit." And, they scuttle around a little, their eye stalk swirling, and they say, "Is there anything else that you will be required on this mission? I'm given to understand that you have comrades who will assist you in the fight. I believe 2 ships to 2 ships with the element of surprise. You should leave them burning bright and red against the darkness of the void."
Yeah.
Like a beautiful garden of carnage.
Precisely. If nobody else has does anybody else have anything they'd like to say with Eschaton?
I would like to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Not unlike a rapidly skittering cockroach, they say, "Farewell and good hunting." And you see this hulking entity slurp and slide through this vent almost as gracefully as a rast would, and just like with a quick scutter of paddles is gone. And the pitter patter goes away, and yep.
I pat Pads on the back, and you can see like a single tear in my eye, which I wipe away. So beautiful to see such dedication to the cause of freedom.
Galaxy sure has changed, huh?
Statement. I believe that they may be having us up. I believe that they may be having us target a business rival.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Well, a job's a job.
But I choose to believe that they are earnest in their words, and their cause is just and righteous.
That's a mighty fine way of looking at things.
Deep down in everyone's hearts, as many as they have, I think people just want to do good. All people, Newsguy, human, Thren. I'll just have to learn to get along. Anyway, let's go.
Frank's head swivels over to Bap. Statement. You get used to it.
Ah. All right.
Anyway, let's go kill some slavers.
So, I assume that the party makes their egress. They are relatively cramped but fine hallways. The Trinity does an alright job keeping this place up. Some people grumble, but most would not be sympathetic to your cause. They've come from frontier worlds, which normally have some adversity to live on them with botched terraforming jobs and the like, and now they get strawberry milk. Yeah, I mean, I gotta get some tomorrow. You've got strawberry milk. You've got good oxygen to breathe, various make work activities to do, luxury coupons to spend on the odd Weirnclaw. Life is fine on this station. Some few hundred people live here, and it is mostly a nexus for miners and heavy matter scoopers, and it's a common point to come get refined fuel and the like. And yeah, you guys head out to the hangar, and you go. There's from the hangar. It's actually your ship. It's like a huge hangar because it is for loading and offloading the cargo pods that you can take onto your Rapier. But normally you would just dock on a docking arm, and you guys go back aboard your ship, which we know that it is a Rapier model of vessel. But tell me, does the cell have any consensus on the name of this fine craft?
I believe we do.
Frank, I think.
Yeah. I forgot how to say it.
Oh, yes.
Likewise.
we did. Chuck, if you're still in the chat, you'll be proud of us. We've named it the Khalidi Sidum.
Which I hear is an item of great import in human culture.
Yes, absolutely.
Statement. It is a food item that it consists of bread surrounding a mass of cheese and meat. On some authority, disgusting meat.
Beautiful.
The banks, the data banks have conflicting opinions on whether or not it was disgusting or delicious meat.
Which way to the helm?
So you come aboard the ship, and oh god, I'm teleporting the fire extinguisher with you.
Amazing.
Can we keep that?
You come aboard the airlock, right? I've got you guys on the map this time. Yes, all right. I'm not talking to you while I have you on the lander.
The fire extinguishers are for the people. Oh.
So if you head through the only somewhat gaseous life support room, you'll find the bridge, where you find a offensive and alien amalgamation, as if though suited for some alien jockey. Which is to say, there is a Thren-style piloting console. There's also a more traditional, nice fake leather chair here, and a nice fake leather chair around. But this is the helm. This is the bridge. Amanda, I'm imagining this is your preferred spot on the ship.
Yeah. In my pre-frozen days, I was the first officer of a vessel, and I'm still. I think she feels most comfortable being the first officer of just. And she doesn't want to be in charge, but she wants to be adjacent to in charge.
Yeah, well, you've got the side chair right here that's on this slightly raised platform, because it's got this element of the bridge is slightly above this element of the bridge. So this is you've got your Pillar of Autumn raised platform here that you can be in next to Bap, who I'm assuming makes his way to the piloting console. I assume everyone goes to the bridge initially.
Yeah.
All right. Certainly, and I'll give everyone a nice view of the Rapier on stream here from the outside. It's a long fella with a nice central beam here that you are to attach various vessels. You want to haul spaceship modules, cargo pods, or as the case may be, combat drones too. And you see there is a request, Amanda, I'm assuming you take on a lot of the communications officer's roles as well, but this is also visible in Frank's brain. For the cargo transfer, which is like basically the hangar saying, "Hey, someone wants to give you this drone. Do you want us to put it on your ship?" Question mark.
Go ahead.
You could also, like, someone could go out there and do it themselves if they, I don't know, knew how to drive a CCU.
Do I need to roll something, or roll anything to approve the transfer? It's just the button.
No, it's like you like beep.
All right, yeah, I'll press the button. I imagine it's a lot of my job these days.
You press the button and the movement is confirmed.
Just like the old days.
Like, yeah, you push the button, the thing happens.
Button movement is confirmed.
Button movement confirmed. So you guys have a combat drone now lashed up to you and ready for release. It is, yeah. If it was much heavier, it would negatively impact your thrusts due to how your Dutch board hitch spine works. But thankfully, it's just light enough, and you're not carrying any other cargo, that it's going to leave you at a nice +0 thrust.
Is it an external combat drone? It's like a space one?
Yes, it is an independent combat drone that is going to basically act as a strike craft in the coming conflict.
Radical.
Nice.
So I had a question. You mentioned that we have another team that might join our righteous cause.
Yes.
Do we know anything about them?
Yeah, so you know that the other F3 cell, the Raging Cockerel, the crew of the Raging Cockerel is from another F3 cell known as the Omega Cell. They've been operating in this region of the frontier for a long time, and they have a variety of contacts in the region. They work with you on a semi-regular basis. You know them by call signs. This is for the security of both cells, so that if one of you gets compromised, you literally don't know who the other group is, even though you've worked together and you've seen some of them. You've seen the faces of, right? And if you want to, Bells, you could have looked closely into who they are. As for BAP, you feel like you've seen a cockerel with like red racing stripes on it, like doing a few remote jobs. So
Oh man.
you have a suspicion, because you could have sworn they had some sort of like human bird painted in an emblem on the side. You didn't know what that was about, but yeah. So the retroactive Bells, you know who they are.
But I keep them anonymous because that's what we do.
Yeah, but you also snoop, because that's also what Bells does.
That's what I do. That's what we do. Different. I like to compartmentalize, just like our cells. Cells within cells within cells, you know? Frank
Yeah.
knows.
Oh, wait,
Right.
so you find yourselves basically like in your vessel, right? We know that Amanda is shooting straight for the bridge. Bap, how do you tend to get used to a new ship? You guys are going through the undocking procedures right now. What's your modus operandi? Are you gonna stick out the bridge? You gonna take a seat?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a seat, and the very first thing, I guess it depends on how close we are to, like, our target, because I wouldn't want to raise suspicion if we're very close by. But oh, go ahead.
You're not terribly. So you're gonna have to make you're gonna have to rip a wormhole to get there. It's like a system away.
Oh,
So you're
okay.
you're at a space station in one like fairly low populated system, and you're gonna tear a wormhole and go to a nearby, basically unpopulated system to have this little shootout. So
Okay,
they're not gonna
okay.
like you're light years away right now.
Great. In that case, I mean, Bap's way of just getting used to everything is, I mean, he's gonna get a feel just to see, make sure the brakes, like, just try to get a feel for like how sensitive they are. I mean, the equivalent of checking his mirrors, adjusting his seat. I don't know what size the ex-pilot was, but I imagine that if Bap is considerably smaller, he'll probably have to adjust the height. But he'll he'll definitely try to run it through its paces a little bit, just so he can get used to like how well it turns and how quickly it accelerates, just so we don't have any surprises when we get in the heat of battle.
Certainly. Give me an operation and just see how it
Alright.
goes. You're at the sitting here.
Oh, I just got one success on this one.
You wanna reach it? You really want to see what it can do, or you just you
Oh,
pull out?
yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you gain one edge.
I want to see what it can do.
Gain one edge, and you roll that with one less dice. And
Okay.
oh yeah, roll 1d6 just to represent the edge.
Oh, okay.
But you get 2 successes overall. Or you might get another success. You get 2 successes overall. With a twist, you can show off, you can gain extra information, or you can do it particularly fast. This is you peeling out from like the station and like how you make your exit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd want to get extra information, like if there are any, I guess little finicky bits of this ship compared to other ships.
Yeah, you definitely, as you notice the indicators, you see that propulsion definitely seems to have like some rigid advancement of fuel mixture. Like you'll be seeing like a certain amount of oxygen put in, and then the meter bumps a little bit further than it should be, and you get a theory and you confirm it as you go. It should be fine as long as nothing really serious happens. That being said, you have the feeling that if propulsion got hit, it could result in an inferno back there.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Indeed, as the countermeasures don't kick in fast enough to account for the sudden spike in fuel. Frank, you're back aboard your ship. This is your baby. This is home. What's Frank up to? You hanging on the bridge? You doing the paces? You checking out certain portions?
Well, the first thing Frank would have done is supervise the loading of the drone, because the last time they loaded anything on the ship, they scratched his paint.
Completely unacceptable. So Frank is out there like knife handing, letting them know like exactly where everything's going. It hitches on just fine with minimal haranguing. So they were adequate at their job.
Merely adequate.
Yeah, they adequate.
Bags.
Yeah, so Frank, that's more or less the take there. Once you have it hitched and come aboard, Bap does a peel out. It's a respectable peel out. You get the feeling that he's about his work as a pilot. What are you doing from there?
Going to go through, check all of the systems on the ship, do his usual set of, monitor the reactors, monitor the engine, basically monitor all of the inputs that he can and outputs that he can. In general, focusing on making sure that his ship is in good shape, stays in good shape.
Absolutely. Give me a scrutiny and a mechanics.
Okay. 1 scrutiny and 1 mechanics.
Yeah. So you see that some of the power supply units are towards the end of their lifespan, and you decide that rather than letting those boxes blow out in the middle of a space battle, you're going to go ahead and not defer the maintenance. So you pop in a few PCUs, and the moment everything is spick and spam. You don't see anything amiss. Everything looks like all systems nominal. Yeah.
It's Frank doing Frank's thing.
Yeah, and bells. You see Bap is on the helm, already peeling you out. Amanda is in her she doesn't have the Human Empire command throne, but she has like a nice like pleather chair. Where are you stationed up? What are you up to?
So I'm kind of the computer specialist of the team.
Correct.
Of a team that has a lot of overlapping speciality here. But I'm gonna be over here with these main main computers, and I'm going to be sipping a cup of
Nice Heshnut.
Heshnut leaves in a kind of herbal tea.
Ooh.
Yes. So you have a nice time.
It's got caffeine.
The group is prepared, and as you guys peel out, you make it past the asteroid belt. You get a signal. It is a hailing frequency from the Raging Cockerel.
I patch him in to Amanda because she's been very insistent since we met that I don't just patch things into the main. Everybody sees it first. She's got to be the one to see it, and I respect her methodology.
Yeah. So there is an F3 pilot comes on the console, Amanda, and says, "This is Cell Omega to the Rapier. We are prepared for a tandem jump to the system. Our current course is to come into the shadow of the local gas giant and crawl along the belt. Let us know if you want to deviate course at any point. Our plan right now is to hold steady until you engage, at which point in time we'll light them up."
All right. I'll get right on that. Thanks so much for letting me know.
Understood. We are priming our drives for the tandem jump. We think creating only one gravitational splash will cue them off less. So whenever you're ready, we're ready. And they, you see the appropriate reactor activity. It looks like they are in fact getting ready for a skip space tear.
Bind the frontier.
All right. Looks like we're jumping again.
All right. I'm on it.
Yeah, so you guys have a heavy matter in the tank. You spend 2, in fact, to get there, but the wormhole rips in front of your ship, and the visualization outside is one of a rippling void. And they were just whole in space in front of you as a ripple opens ahead. A ripple opens ahead of the cockerel, and the two of you are out and through. You arrive after only 2 skips. The reactor doesn't run terribly hot during it, and with a reasonable amount of radiation rebuffed, you guys have arrived in this distant, desolate system. You begin to get initial survey data combined with what you were fed by your friend the Eschaton. And we take in the full tactical situation here as your 2 vessels approach theirs. I'll quickly pop out the appropriate art here.
I turn to Amanda, by the way, while we as soon as we get into the system, and I say, "Don't you just love how the stars look? Do you feel like they've changed since you were in cryo?"
Everything's changed. It's all colder now. It's doesn't hit the same, but y'all unfroze me, so here I am.
Wow, better to be out here where it's warm than in the cold of eternal slumber.
Yeah, I keep telling myself that eventually I'll start believing it. So
you take in 2 Newsguy custom set transponder signals. One is just called Combat Craft, very imaginatively. The other is called the Certain Death. The Certain Death seems to still be docked with the asteroid base you're aware of. If you want to avoid the Certain Death detecting you, you may at this point want to yoink your transponder. it'll make it harder for them to detect you initially, but if you wait until the fight and then yoink it, you will be able to throw one lock on for free. So I don't know who on your crew is making that decision, but
better to I don't know who makes the decision. I'm probably going to be the one to pull it, but my character would advocate better to be unseen than to benefit from removing ourselves from a little bit of a lock. They can't get a lock on us if they don't see us.
I'm on board with that reasoning.
Officer Paz, I don't think there is a CO, but I think your character acts enough like a CO that my character has kind of, by default, started deferring to you.
Listen, this is our non-hierarchical organization. So Amanda's like, who's in charge? I can't be in charge. Oh wait, the group is in charge. And that's even more
democracy.
A non-hierarchical organization of which she has made herself the hierarchical leader.
I say we go dark.
All right, yeah. So
All right.
you yoink the transponder. So the Raging Cockerel is going to take a more conservative approach as they come in here behind you. You guys are here. The Certain Death and the New Squad Combat Craft are here and here. So quick splash down on base combat and change stars. These squares are what we call engagement units. They don't worry about how big they are. Don't worry about it.
Space is big, and so is the map.
They are
how big?
They are
Yes.
9 European unions away from you. Don't worry about it. Just to be aware that weapons with the drop-off property take a -1 for each bit they are away, and you get a scan on their weapons. You know that they have particle beams. The particle beams are drop-off. So the closer you get to them, the greater the risk. In space, you gain cover by putting something between you and your enemy, or by firing from, say, one of these 2 recent debris fields from destroyed asteroids. Asteroids are pretty far apart, but if you're in the same space as one of them, you'll be able to kind of dance behind it. And this is a 2D plane representing 3D space, so while you can go under and around and over things, but you can assume that it will create issues with hitting stuff, if it's, like, significant. So yeah, that's the initial bit that you know right now. It is time for a bit of a silent approach. You've joined your transponders, right?
Yeah.
You presumably want to get to an advantageous position to begin your fight.
Right.
The ways you're going to give yourself away as you move are like heat signature, and just them like scanning for stuff and realizing you're not there. When you're in the shadow of stuff, harder for them to do that. And the less you have to change direction, the better. So with that knowledge, continue. Sorry, I cut you off there.
Was someone talking?
I think I cut off Bat.
Oh no, I just said yeah. I do have one question. Like, when we turned off our transponder, would we have communicated this to the Raging Cockerel?
Yeah, the Raging Cockerel basically, because transponders are basically like, if you ping at someone, it's like an echo. It comes back and it says, "Here's my name." So,
okay.
So you can still talk to them, and they see. Although radio chatter, you're gonna want to keep to a minimum because they could pick that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they see you do it, and they do it. They're basically mimicking, like, however low profile your approach is, the Raging Cockerel is going to follow suit.
Okay.
All right, so my thinking here is we've got some asteroids between us and the combat craft. We're probably going to want to... I wonder, do you think we could, like, manage to maneuver ourselves behind this larger asteroid and, like, push it along with us? Would that be deranged?
We can give it a shot.
So, you have some options to maneuver large things. You want?
I know we're not in a koi, but
you've got a dumbwaiter torpedo system with torpedoes loaded. And you got a railgun, and you've got an asteroid buster. If you fired at the center of mass of this, you could begin to knock it off course because it's in space, right?
mm-hmm.
You don't really want to ram it with the tip because the tip of this vessel is like your antennas and
Instruments.
such. You do have the Dutch board hitch though, and if you guys wanted to do a space outing, you couldn't grab a big one, but you might be able to clamp to a smaller one and then let it go.
Oh.
That might actually, we're next to a smaller one, and we're far enough away that they might not really see us starting to do this.
Yeah. It's like shooting a cue ball into another ball.
Oh my! Yes. Let's play pool. Fuck space combat.
Yeah, you are completely free to take this course of action.
All right, I think we're doing this. This is too funny not to. All right. So is the play here to grab the 8-ball here? That's what we're calling this one, right? And knock it into this bad boy right here. And send that on a collision course.
Observation. Due to the potential hazard posed by asteroids, they may already be monitoring the asteroids in their near vicinity.
At the very least, that'll give us a good distraction.
Right. What do you think, Officer Amanda?
I'm thinking we want to disable the mobility on the certain death as quickly as possible. So, I think, I think asteroid into other asteroid, fine. Maybe we have the other fuckers go around and meet them on the other. They're gonna start running. They're definitely gonna see it coming. They have enough time. They run. The other ships on the other side. If they can maybe get a couple good shots on their engines or something. Out of character. This is my first time playing space combat, so I don't know if it's possible to disable engines.
You could absolutely not to overwhelm you with information, but you see this little card here.
Mm-hmm.
Basically comp mesh, reactor, life support, propulsion, those are the things you can fuck up.
Yeah, so I think I'd like to say at least disable the mobility of the big ship as quickly as possible. So,
yeah, that's absolutely an option.
Yeah, so but I think asteroid feeds into that plan, so I'm with it.
All right.
Okay. So we're trying to make this asteroid move. Trying to sink the 8-ball into. I don't do pool. What ball do you want to hit?
You would use cue ball to sink the 8-ball corner pocket in this case.
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about.
Take out the certain death.
Yeah, dude.
Cue ball, 8-ball, pocket.
Possible consideration out of character. I don't think Amanda cares about this. If we rocket an asteroid towards the mining station, are there civilians we might hit?
Yeah, where are
that
the
is where all of the
equation?
people who you are here to save are. I was gonna wait for you guys to send the asteroid flying at it and then mention that. Not gonna lie, I'm a bastard. This right here is this is the asteroid base, and the certain death is presently docked with it.
Yeah. Now listen, I'm not the type to care about this sort of thing usually, but if we're getting paid to liberate a station, I don't know if smashing something into it's really the play. But
yeah, you're right.
Well, we could do the same thing with the smaller combat craft, and either way, it would provide us some cover to get closer.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like
Asteroid plan back on the table.
Yeah.
Statement. Perhaps sending the asteroid between the two craft could prevent them from linking up to provide a combined offensive against us.
I like the way you think. All right, let's get it. Let's get this ball rolling, or asteroid end floating, as it were.
Yeah.
You want to make a short jaunt to this to one of the small ones near you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
We and also like I'd like to somehow like QR like a short range blast of light communication at the raging cockerel to say like hold off.
Yeah, they're gonna hold
Yeah,
on.
so,
Yeah, I can't
so we're
imagine.
flashing. So we're flashing a laser pen out the window. Okay.
You use a quick Li-Fi. So, do you want to go for the one on the left?
Yes, I think
Alright.
that's the play.
So Frank, you know that
Yes.
you're trying to move undetected. You've got two major options here. You could try and running dark the ship, although that would create a lot of issues for you. You could also minimize the amount of and the intensity of the propulsion bursts. It would make it harder for BAP to maneuver depending on how well you did it, but it would lower the chance of getting detected.
Query. This is query to BAP. This is a character. Sorry. Query. Pilot
Yeah?
BAP. Do you believe that you can effectively maneuver the ship under reduced outputs?
I reckon I can.
Understood. Then we will use that method.
All right.
All right, so you head over to propulsion, Frank, and you go, and you basically monitor it. And anytime it's about to hit a flare point that's going to go over like a average background intake on their sensors, you basically throttle the throttle. Frank, give me a mechanics test to see how well you do.
Mechanics test. That thing I specialize in.
Yeah, more or less to see
Perfect.
how well you do it, because this will impact how much BAP is really affected. That's a super twist.
Whoa.
Okay, so
Wow.
you succeed. You get one automatic success the next time you are making a test to manipulate the propulsion systems. And
Okay.
BAP, you suffer absolutely no negative repercussions for the fact that Frank is presently stealth running the output. Frank is masterfully changing like the various like idling thrusters that don't matter as much and doing other stuff to shield the heat output. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh
This is going to be a
man.
regular operation test for you. You just want to. I mean, it wouldn't even be an operation test normally, but you're trying to do this under like careful. It's like you're playing golf. You're trying to get
Right.
the rapier alongside this in as few hits of the gas as possible. So make an operation test to see how that works out.
Okay. 3 successes.
All right, you've come up here. I'm going to present you with. So you go there, right? Here are your twists that I would say are most applicable. You could get there faster. You could get more info by doing like a survey pass on the asteroid. You could get into ideal loading position on it, and yeah, you've got 2 twists to spend. You succeed, and you have 2 twists. You can pick.
Great.
You can pick 2 out of those 3 options I've just listed. Getting there faster,
Okay.
getting more info, get into ideal loading position, or showing off is always an option.
Oh, well, I want more info and ideal loading position. I'm picturing like right now, BAP has like adjusted and is like ready, and he probably on the communicator is like, so Frank, you gonna do that thing? Not realizing that Frank is so good at his job that he's already doing it, and everything is still working great.
Statement. The thing is already done. Meatbag.
Really? Wow.
It gets inspiration from HK47.
I was just thinking about HK today. Anyway.
You roll up. The more info you get, there's a strong concentration of ferromagnetic metals on one side, and that's probably going to make it a lot easier for you to clamp. So as you get into your ideal loading position, you not only account for form factor of the asteroid, but also its positionality regards to, where that nice magnetic clump is. Now, you come outside of it, but you don't have a crane on your ship. This is going to be a spacewalk job, which is going to be a little dangerous considering you're on the verge of space battle. The raging cockerel is, more or less hanging back. you guys have. Let me put it this way: space harpoons would help, and also if anybody wanted to pilot the CCU on board, you have an industrial service platform with big clampy arms that could be used to find a slot and roll it on.
Yes. And can I use can I pilot the combat drone to provide assistance in pushing?
Yeah, you could. So you want to get on the combat drone for some assistance in pushing. And who is going on the spacewalk and who? Amanda, I'm assuming you're monitoring the console as this whole thing happens, right?
Yeah. I mean, not my job to be sticking my neck out there. So,
do you want to monitor the? Because there's like noise, like signals like dancing around. Do you want to roll systems to try and like?
Sure.
See what's
Hell
going
yeah. You do. System speed. No modifiers.
No modifiers.
Cool.
Okay. Do you want extra information? Do you want to do this covertly? Do you want to show off?
Amanda has nothing to prove. Everyone she had something to prove to is dead now. But I think covertly. Like we're staying. Like if we're going dark, we're going dark.
All right. Yeah. You get snippets. You don't understand the language, but the translator built in seems to piece together enough of what they're saying to indicate that it looks like the combat craft is going for a patrol sweep.
Mm-hmm. Patrol sweep.
And it looks like it's going to be along the length of the asteroid belt.
Okay.
So
let me
looks like it's in your direction.
Look at the map again. Okay. So, all right. So, small ones heading our way. If we sent a message over to the other ship, we might be able to cut them off. We could do a pincer. We could probably also still initiate the asteroid maneuver we're planning on doing, but we don't want to get caught. I feel real vulnerable here and don't want to get blasted too hard. So,
Right.
It has taken a moment. We went with the more info and ideal loading position, not faster. So,
All right.
events are proceeding. Amanda, you're listening to the comms. Bap, Frank, Bells. What are the three of you doing with the asteroid outside?
Okay, I get the combat. I get the combat drone pushing the asteroid, making sure that it's in the ideal position. So that's probably a systems or an operate systems.
It's going to be an operate to drive it.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you managed to provide like a basic moving platform to nudge, but you're being careful because you don't want to, break the one hull point drone before the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then Frank is. If we need someone to go outside, Frank doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah, you don't. You can just stomp your way out there. Is no problem. And
The one challenge is Frank can't shoot for shit.
yeah, is Frank going to be the one rocking your the space harpoon?
I mean, unless someone else is volunteering, I think.
I think you can use it from a CCU, can't you?
It could be fired from a CCU, but that would still be a regular ballistics. And Bap, are you going to go out and help with this operation, or are you going to remain in the pilot's chair, considering the current nature of the situation?
BAP will probably defer to Officer Paths and say, Officer, well, I could go man the CCU if need be, but I mean, if I don't know the crew that well, if someone else could keep an eye on the controls here, but
Yeah. I got it. Don't worry. Go on. You'll
all
be
right.
That sounded mildly terrifying.
I have that effect on people.
I'm quickly realizing my character has a crush on yours.
So we've got
And it's again one of those like if those statement to that statement, you get used to it.
so Bap, Bap, you're gonna hop in the ISP. You guys have an industrial service platform, and provider, and you managed to take it out through one of the cargo pods, basically, and as an impromptu airlock. And you arrive. You're outside. You're in your spacesuit. There's a big fucking rock next to your spaceship, and you don't want to get this scratched. It's not. You don't even own it. Frank is here with a harpoon gun, and there's a drone coming in. There's a big fuck off rock. The beginning of the reel is gonna have to be on Frank. So Frank, Amy is a +2 modifier, and it's a big target, so I'll give you a further +2. So what would that ballistics be with a space harpoon, which I can bring up the stats for?
My total ballistics there, because I've got 3 alacrity, because I was like, I'm probably going to have to make it from one end of the ship to the other pretty quick if I'm going to be fixing combat damage. With that +4, so that'd be 7 in total.
All right, and the mod on the space harpoon, let me just find that for you real quick, is a nice 2. That's a modifier 6 actually on top. So, yeah, you want to make the shot?
I'm pretty sure that even Frank can make that shot.
Let's see.
Just barely.
Just barely. You pierce, you shoot, and Frank, you begin to tug it in. The drone helps guide it. So, Bap, it's slowly moving towards you, but due to how space works, like the force is on it, it's moving in. It's moving in. It needs to get it needs to get slam dunked. You are the man behind the sticks who needs to slam dunk it.
Yeah. I will catch that alley-oop, hopefully.
Yeah, give me an operation with. Do you happen to have CCU certification?
Oh yes, newly CCU certified. So I'm a little bit faster, and I got that good old +1. Did you say operation?
Yes.
Great. Okay. +1. Oh, I messed up with my roll.
Did you put the plus mark in the box?
Yes, I did. My bad.
Oh, good. I still do it sometimes. But it gorbles the roll view. All right. We've got... All right. You succeed. You can do it faster. You can get a better placement for shooting. You can get a better placement for your ship. For your ship safety.
Oh, okay.
Ship safety. Better placement for shooting it. And other option is faster, because Amanda, as this is happening, you're seeing that combat craft is beginning to burn in this direction. Not too fast, but still, it's coming.
Yeah.
With half the crew outside the ship.
Okay. Well, so out of character. So can we just tell the other combat craft to act at any time? Because I feel like if we tell them to act now, we could maybe get them to keep them off us.
You could. Spaceship combat rounds take 10-minute turns, so there's a bit of time scale there. But if you do it literally, if you have them go in literally right now, odds are good your crew would mostly or entirely miss the first round of spaceship combat. Thank you, man. Weapon is cool art to see it in use. So, you want to tell them to get in position and go at a certain point, or do you want to tell them start shooting?
Checking in with the table. So, is the plan that we're launching at the small craft? What's the plan for this asteroid here?
The plan may just have changed because the small craft has now moved.
Yeah, we might want to just launch it at the small craft and.
Or even potentially launch it in a way that would keep the large craft from leaving its berthing.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Let me know if you want to look back at the spaceship map I can move you.
Let's go back to the map.
Yes, please.
Here's the map, right? The Newsboy combat craft has by this time moved here, and it's generally speaking seems to be heading this way-ish, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So we have some time.
The
So
certain,
it'll
okay.
be
certain death here, the Raging Cockerel is lying in the cut here, and you know that the main thing the Raging Cockerel has is a line cannon, which is a big fuck off accelerator cannon that is probably going to cause someone a very bad day if they get hit by it.
so if
I think we should wait for the combat craft to get closer.
and suggestion. If we can delay the launching of the certain death, we can bring down the combat craft before it can get engaged.
Solid agree.
Mm-hmm.
So if we caused chaos in the asteroids, I think that would produce sufficient cause for that one to lay low. Don't you think?
Or at least stay in its relatively protected berthing.
Exactly. I still say we let loose this
Cautionary.
asteroid. The question is, yeah, I think we probably put it towards the same place that we're planning, like this square, for instance. Why is it not? There we go.
Cautionary. We
Mhm.
must not damage the station. Most
Of
meat
course.
bags do not survive vacuum well.
I am in this to support the freedom of those people in there, and it is of my strongest opinion that we should make sure that they're protected no matter what. Which may
Okay.
well mean putting an asteroid right here.
Right,
So-
All right.
you want to pump the asteroid, possibly hitting some stuff from this debris field, to create a bit of a scatter effect that is going to lock down the certain death's safe exit, basically.
That's basically what I'm hoping for, right?
Okay.
That's all on the same page there?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, if we're gonna be doing that with the asteroid, I think we should have the Raging Cockerel head off, prepare to ambush the Nausque vessel.
Yeah.
I agree.
We don't want anything sneaky up on us while we're doing this. So I can send off the order anytime.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Amanda sends an order to the other F3 pilot, F3 like comms officer to prepare to engage with the Nausque combat craft, like maybe like right as it passes them in like that arc, so that like they can like kind of get it from behind.
Yeah. They're lying in position. And you guys are you've successfully slotted stuff in, and you get back into your ship and you get back into the position, right? There is a ping coming. It looks like probably just some like automated thing being done by the AI on the other ship. It doesn't detect you, but they are beginning to like ping. As you guys are back into position, do you guys want to move once more? Or are you going to hold where you are?
Well, we've got two people off the vessel, right?
And here's an important note. If they come within power of you, you get auto-detect. There is an automatic detection. Your power is 3. So...
Oh.
We are,
Mhm.
we are on a limited time frame. We need to begin the operation.
I concur. Let's do this. Everybody back in the ship.
All
It's
right.
time to cue up the ball, or whatever the term is in pool. I, again, have never played this Earth.
Alright, so time is of the essence. Frank, give me a maneuver, and Bap, give me an operation for your CCU to like quickly get back in position.
Okay.
And Amanda, give me a smile, please.
Robin stopped smiling, but Amanda has the constant like painted grin on her face, where like
I'm
Right.
reaching.
You're reaching that. Alright, you gain the 1 edge. You roll again.
Oh,
You
thank
succeed
goodness.
excellently. You succeed so
Yeah!
you and Frank are both facing this. Frank is like on his spacewalk, like steps on something and like winds up like in a weird perpendicular plane and needs to reorient himself. If you like extend out the arm of your CCU, Frank will be able to clamber over it if you want to help him succeed.
Absolutely.
Alright, one of your successes gets popped over. You can use your twist to go faster. You hop out, you run up to the bridge. Frank and Bap are back aboard as the space situation is as it's displayed on the screen. Yeah, let me know when you guys would act, or if you would wait another bit to see them get further. The Raging Cockerel is presently ready for this craft to take a pass, assuming that the craft won't detect the Raging Cockerel and will head your way.
Officer Paths.
Yeah. Sorry. I grunted yes. So that was definitely the plan I had. Yes. Out of character. In character. I send the go order to the Raging Cockerel and
Like what? Okay, so like once the combat craft gets like here-ish, right?
yeah.
All right.
And we're jettisoning our load around the same time, yeah?
When
Am I sure? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to be a crew action, right? Here is how the crew action is going to work. This is a custom crew action, and it is going to have to end with the pilot, because this is basically driving and then releasing the hitch, right? And it's going to go end with the pilot, right? And it is going to begin with whoever you want. There are systems, scrutiny, and mechanics tests to be made as part of this crew action. Those aren't in fixed order. How this is going to work is you're going to roll, and if you succeed, you've done your part, and every twist that you get, you can push on to the next person in the chain. If you don't succeed at all, you will have to take a crisis on your ship to be able to push it forward. And it all is going to culminate in whatever BAP is going to do. Additionally, you guys can allocate power beforehand if you want to, say, put your 3 power towards the bridge.
Okay.
Dibs on the mechanics check.
And I say we allocate. I'm taking the systems for sure. I say we allocate power to the bridge for the pilot.
All right.
May I go first on that mechanics check?
Please,
My
by all
11.
means.
And, all right. So Frank, you head in and you start priming the engines to give maximal thrust and gain the hitch ready to release at the time. Give me that mechanics.
Oh,
That's a super twist. That's a super twist.
Holy
nice.
So +3 is passed forward. +3 is passed forward. Either Amanda or Bells is going to make the next test with a +3. Who's going next?
I think I'll do the systems to calculate exactly. Wait, sorry. There's a scrutiny.
Big shout out, Em.
Woo! Hey, Em! Let's have the scrutiny
Whoa.
go first.
So Amanda, you going to scrutinize?
I have systems. I don't have scrutiny.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm systems, insight, communicate, and resolve in ballistics.
I actually have some decent scrutiny. What's your systems check?
3.
And what's your cognition?
5.
Okay.
What's
I mean,
good?
do you want to do the
To do with
systems
the
and I'll do
space-
the scrut?
Hello, Raiders. We're about to do some cue ball with asteroids in a space combat. Shit's about to pop off. Thank you for
Alright, I'll do
reading
the
M.
scrut.
Hello.
Good timing.
yeah.
You check out M. He's a great streamer, and he's going to be playing a game in Change Star Summer coming up this month.
Woo!
Enjoy his Star Wars month content.
Fuck yeah! Oh,
Okay, so
sorry, that should be one. That should be one less.
that's fine. It
'cause I
didn't
forgot
come
to
out. Yeah, so
use-
you succeed and you pass forward
Total.
5 successes to the next one. Amanda, make this. So basically, you are lining this up with like the visual sensors. You see exactly where you need to hit. Beep 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 beep. You need to rapidly, Amanda, run through all of the flight trajectory and make sure the nerd space math is correct before the final approach. Give me that systems with the modifier of 5.
Thank God the nerd shit's been my job this whole time. Modifier 5, you said?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
So you can either fail, which would require causing the crisis somewhere on the ship, or you could gain 1 edge and reach that.
I guess I'll gain an edge and reach that. Do I just how's that work?
You go up by 1 on your edge. It's marked alongside your health and stamina at the top of the sheet.
Neat.
And then you wouldn't re-roll any successes. You didn't get any. Just click the button and put the same stuff again. This run is going great. They're about to start the fight. They're about to make the dip. All right, the ship rockets forward. It is coming a little hard. You guys have it lined up, but only just. You have a modifier overall 4 thanks to the energy of the thrust map. All of the thrusters are ready to go. The Rapier is rocketing forward. You've got a big rock and a combat drone strapped to the side of your ship. It's time to fucking go. Make me that operation test with modifier 4. All right.
Just got the 1.
If you want to do it even better, you can always reach.
Oh, I am.
All right, then add 1 edge. Do it with 1 less dice.
Okay.
Yeah, and we transition.
Oh no, I got a shock.
Yeah, so here's what happens, right? You make a bit of a fumble. You make full speed. You release both of the hitches as hard as you can. You send a good shot, center of mass. It hits the rock. It sprays out. Everybody's moving. Everybody's beginning to react. In the chaos, you accidentally unhitch the combat drone as well, which begins to hover and breaks off into this encounter unit. The rock scatter has happened. The shotgun blast is out. Some rocks impact near the station, but you were careful not to put the lives of those there at risk. So, yeah, the fight's begun. The Newsguy combat craft sees this shit, is like, what the fuck? And the Raging Cockerel pops off a single shot from its line cannon. Which, honestly, depending on how well the shot goes,
could make the game a lot shorter.
Yeah, you could be about to really fuck them up. Put it that way.
There's an old human expression that I've learned that I quite like. Amanda, please correct me if I'm missing the diction here, but play ball.
Yeah. So they're gonna get
close
half,
enough.
They're gonna get half
I
their
appreciate the
armor
attempt.
roll. They don't score any of that shit. A single hit is still going to deliver 5 damage as a chunk of the Newsguy craft just flies off into space. And you see their power signal spike. And it looks like that was a hit to their reactor, which is presently in crisis. So, I'm sure they're having a fun time. Yeah, so there's extra radiation coming off. Those shrimp are swimming in a microwave right now. Let me put it that way. As you see, just like bits of water and discharge of energy going off into space from a huge blast that's rocking the cockerel backwards. It's fucking go time. The pilot is gonna roll the initiative with a modifier of the effective thrust of the ship, which is right now 3. So, Bap, roll me a d12 plus 3 if you would. Be so kind.
D12 plus 3.
Yeah.
$11.
All right. Your buddies over there only for 3. But, they got the drop earlier, so that's fine. The Rapier is going to act at 11. Your friends over here / roll 1d12 plus 2. Rocking a 10 just behind you. And the Certain Death stuck in port. We're going to see how it rolls. You do notice that there is an asteroid gun physically on the asteroid base. That'll go at the end of the turn tracker.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay, well, a Certain Death, thankfully, despite getting the ultimate initiative, can't do shit. Because if they flew out right now, all of those rocks would be through their hull. So they have to hold.
Great.
They fucking hold, and that's it. They are stuck as the rocks scatter and fly. And it's the Rapier's turn. You guys are not presently in the cover of the rock, but near it. There's a Newsguy combat craft just got fucked up for a lot of its hull. The combat drone is flying clear. Initiative order between people on a spaceship is fluid. You can do as you will. There is a folder at the top of this journal called Spaceship Test Sheet. It's got spaceship rules. It has actions called pilot actions, gunnery actions, comp mesh actions, reactor actions, repair actions, and crew actions. Those are like the things you can do in different places, more or less. So if anybody has an action they want to take that is available there, you're free to shout it out. I know some of you guys have done this before. Feel free to, suggest stuff. But yeah, for the moment, combat is met.
So Lee, what sort of an action would it be to pilot the combat drone? I can't imagine that would take a main action. Or would it?
It's treated exactly like your piloting.
Gotcha. So then maybe let me take a look.
It can shoot from where it is. It is equipped.
So is junking, broadcasting junk also? That seems like it is also a main action. Okay. Bummer. I have to choose between the two things I love. Probably gonna pilot the drone.
Right. So you wanna bring the drone closer?
Yeah, if you don't mind me taking the first turn, I don't suppose
By all
it
means,
particularly matters.
Hit the operation on it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm so glad that I put like some ranks of operation despite it not being a tag set at all. Oh my
All
god!
right, so do you
Hell
want to
yeah.
move it one counter unit? You can reach this if you want.
I turn to the group and I say, hey, so are we gonna fire at the combat craft or are we gonna fire at the certain death? Because I feel like if we want to have a united force with our drone and ourselves, I'd better know that now-ish.
Well, way I've been seeing it, we got Raging Cockerel who just dropped on the bugs. So, well, I guess they're all bugs. The small bugs, the big bugs. I think we go on ourselves with the drone. So that's how I
Okay.
see it, at least.
Interesting way to put it. I guess bugs is a nickname for bogeys, which I hear is an old human term for bad guys or something. She doesn't know.
Close enough. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Makes it feel like home.
Yeah, so she's gonna move the drone then that away towards our trajectory, and can it fire from here?
Sure. Where are you moving it?
I guess we're going together in tandem.
All right. It can shoot. It's all its actions cost the same action economy as if though we're on your ship.
Cool. So
Um,
I would like to make it do the pew pew. That's ballistics.
You're not going to be able to both pilot it and shoot it.
Fuck me.
I've also off character. I've also got ballistics, so I can also use guns if I need to at any point.
Oh.
But, yeah.
You may be a good candidate for being in charge of the drone. Actually, come to think of it.
All right. So
Yeah, I've got systems and ballistics, so I could just do drone. Yeah, that's fine.
So the drone moves up. So that's your main action is spent, but you can split and use your side action later if you want, Bells.
I'm gonna wait. Yeah, see if it
All right.
becomes useful.
In terms of everybody else, what do you guys want to do?
I'll let other people go.
paths.
I'll let
What are
other
you
people go. I'm
thinking?
not. I think for the rest of the combat, I'll actually handle the drone.
All right.
But yeah,
So we
So-
want to take out the certain death before it can, well, try to exact certain death on us.
That does seem to be the plan. I look around.
All right.
Right?
It's safe
Right.
to assume that Frank is in the reactor and cannot see looking around, makes remarks.
I'll. Can I start navigating towards the certain death then? I'm not sure how far I can get.
Yeah. It's going to come down to how well you do.
Okay.
Bear in mind, your weapons are going to have as clear of a shot because it's still slightly in the asteroid base.
Oh.
But it's on like a docking arm rather. There's not a hangar large enough to accept it there. So you could try and take a shot at it right now, but it would be risky.
Right.
But basically, it's going to come down to how many successes you get. There's 6 encounter units away right now.
Mhm.
The closer you get, the more effective their particle beam is. Presently, none of your weapons care about how far away they are, as long as you're within shot. Right now,
So we want
you've got a clean
skirmish.
shot.
In
They
that
should probably be
case,
firing, yeah.
yeah. In that case, y'all can fire if need be. I can hang on to my main action to react if they aim at us, or if the other one aims at us and hits.
If need be, Frank can shoot, just not very accurately.
Yeah, I am. I am an officer. I can incur, but I can like give bonuses to people.
Yeah, and bear in mind, the Asteroid Buster can be shot with either ballistics or systems.
Oh, in that case, Frank is good at shooting an asteroid buster because he has 3 in systems and 5 cognition.
Perfect.
Amazing. I love how we're just like a party full of systems geeks. Like, we're literally just like nerds that got a spaceship.
Let's be honest, Frank didn't so much get a spaceship as he probably came with it.
Yeah.
It's his ship, and he's the ship's. It would be hard to get. He hates being pried off it. Listen. All right. So why don't I shoot that thing with systems then?
All right, so you're taking a shot at a certain death.
I think Hold on. Where's the asteroid busters line?
The Asteroid Buster is modifier 2 damage 2.
Modifier 2 damage to. Okay. So it's not something that's likely to penetrate through the ship and into the station.
It doesn't have. It's not gonna like. It is literally the small metal balls you shoot at little asteroids that explode, concuss, and put out some other small little balls to blow away micrometeorites in the event that they're gonna crash into your ship.
Okay, so
They're
it's
rock
something
clears.
All right, there we go. So let's see, and it's mod 2, firing at the certain death.
All right, take me a shot. And wait. Before you do, does anybody want to like reallocate power anywhere, or would Amanda like to give an order to Frank to impact this, or are you guys just gonna let this pop off as it pops off?
Oh yeah, orders are a thing.
Yeah. I was actually thinking. I mean, honestly, already looks like he succeeded.
Hey, you said wait, Brad is like press.
My bad. So you took a main action on that.
I also I can do fast allocation, no problem.
There's 2 kinds of shot that you can make. There's several types of shot, but on a gun that doesn't have multiple volleys, so it can't do volley fire, the 2 things you care about are center fire, which is just you can twist for extra damage. You roll the random hit location, and aimed shot, which you can twist for things called fractures, but you can't twist for extra damage. Actually, you can't do that. You just guarantee you're hitting where you want to hit. So you trying to hit a really particular part of their ship, or are you just trying to hit them at all? You'll be able to do more damage if you don't care about the hit location.
We do care about the hit location because we don't want them going anywhere, so shooting the propulsion.
All right, so you take an aim shot into the propulsion. They have extra armor from being in this like partially covered area. Call it 3 more armor. They're gonna roll 9d6. Okay, so you still hit them. It does not do. It does like you plank them for 1 damage, right? But more importantly, you cause a crisis in their propulsion.
Yeah.
You see their engines flare as their fuel lines have been backed up and residue burns off into space. They're singeing their own docking arm. They're having a bad time. And remember, you guys can split main and side actions across stuff. So, Frank, you've spent a main shooting. Bells has spent a main piloting. Bap and Amanda, you can still have your goes.
Okay. Bap, what are you planning on doing? Because I can
Well-
give you bonuses.
Right now, I'm thinking of engaging in some invasive maneuvers in case they decide to retaliate. And, I mean, based on what I saw earlier, just in case they're as confident as their name implies, I'd like to hold on to my main action so I can pivot in case they go after our propulsion.
Okay. Lee, I'm sorry, I'm still learning the system. If I pop a commander as my main action, can someone who hasn't acted already take their main action, or does it have to be someone who hasn't taken their main action
You
yet?
can hand it out to anyone.
Okay, and like, could that be used to like fire a gun again or something?
Yeah. Well, okay. A gun may own a bespoke gun on a ship can only fire once per space combat, but you could use it to shoot a different gun. And the way this works out is your main action converts to one other person's side action. Your main and side action can convert to one other person's main action.
Okay.
You could tap a turn to give someone a main, or you could tap your main to give someone a side. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your command is a side action. Your order is a side action.
Order's a side action. Commander's a main action. I'm just confused. So I can't just pop. Commander would be my entire turn. Then I wouldn't be able to do both.
If you want to have them do a side action, you could help them out.
But yeah. So order. I was gonna give order to Bap, and I was gonna give commander to Frank.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to give Bap an order bonus and then have Frank do a side action.
Sorry, maybe this is written wrong on my sheet because it just says as my main action I can let someone else take a main action.
Keep in mind, if you
Let's run
Frank
it
is
that
only
way.
able to shoot
If
the
that's what's on your
asteroid
sheet, then run it that way for now. I could be tripping.
Okay. That's why I was confused. So yeah, Frank down in guns. Yeah. First shot didn't take. You can go ahead and give it another shot. Bap, you said something about pivoting. Sounds good. I'm gonna you give that a shot.
All right.
And I think that's just a unmodified. That's so I popped both my main and side action.
All right.
And so basically, you get like a +1 modifier to a pivot action. Cool.
Sweet.
So Frank,
And Frank can activate. Yeah, sorry.
Frank, you're gonna have to shoot a gun that isn't the asteroid buster because the asteroid buster's already been shot during this turn. So you have the main action to spend on it. So
Do you want to maybe give that to me? Because I actually have some ballistics rings.
Yeah, that was my recommendation.
Okay, I can delay that.
Statement. Thank goodness.
Bells. Lay another gun into that.
Bags.
all right. So which gun are you shooting?
The pew pew one.
The rail
Let me
gun?
look at
Alright.
our.
You fire your railgun. And
Yeah.
is that just a center fire?
I'm gonna reach that. Let's do that a little bit better this time. -1. Oh yeah.
Ooh, sick.
So that was it,
yeah,
center fire.
Center
right?
of mass.
All
Mhm.
right. You strike them in the reactor. And you are halving their effective armor, which is going to mean it's. Okay. I'm assuming you're twisting purely into damage.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 5. Yeah, you deal 5 damage. They look pretty fucked up.
Nice.
The smaller ship would be almost destroyed by now, but they're not quite to half yet, given the size of the certain death.
Ooh.
And
That's not great.
Um,
I still have a side action, right? Is reloading a side action?
yeah, because here's the thing: your gun runs out because of your edge, your experience, and you like choke, and you cause an issue. Frank, are you playing a full or variant sim?
variant.
Okay, this does happen. Bells, Bell shakes a little and runs out of the gun early, and Frank, you're worried that the ship is misfiring or something, and in that moment of worry, you gain 1 edge.
Okay.
Ooh.
So the gun is empty. Bells, you do get to reload as a side action.
I also haven't used the side action yet.
Yeah, Frank, what do you want to do with your side action?
I'm still I'm pulling up page after page. Got a reaction.
So there's reactor actions that you can do that are a side action. You could do a fast allocation
Yes.
systems or mechanics test to quickly redistribute the power if you wanted to be somewhere other than thrust. But at this point, you might leave it in thrust and wait for next turn. Up to you.
Yeah, I think that. Wait, wouldn't the asteroid buster need reloading too?
No. So normally, the ones that you need to really worry about reloading are the ones that have a V marked on them.
Okay. Right.
The only time you need to reload the railgun normally is when you full auto it, when you do volley fire.
Okay. Thank you. So for the time being, I think leave it on propulsion for the power on propulsion for the sake of maneuvering. But
All right.
okay. Yeah. So
You could save it for a repair, one of the
Yeah,
repair side actions.
I'm gonna save it for a repair side action if we need it.
All right. So with that, the rapier's turn has elapsed. Yes.
Oh, I need to do a evasion for my side action.
Yeah. Give me that evasion. Give me that evasion. Effective thrust of 3, so operation +3 or modifier 3. Don't put the plus mark.
Modifier 3. Great.
Yeah. Okay.
3 successes.
Okay, you have an effective evasion armor of 3. So your effective armor of someone who isn't locked onto you is 6.
Excellent. Excellent. And I'll be saving my main action just in case.
All right. So, yeah. So,
What a team.
Yeah.
after some effort, they seem to get their reactor crisis in order. One of them fires their Thresher missile system at the Raging Cockerel. They don't particularly care where it hits. Six. No, systems. Systems mod 2. This is all adolescents of the ship. So, missile after missile after missile dances out towards the hull of the Raging Cockerel. And yeah, an explosion for 1, and then roll 8d6. The 1 damage explosion, you know, rocks around the people on the ship. But no, there's no crisis on the ship per se, other than the fact that they have just suffered, you know, 4 damage.
A very palpable hit, as they say.
Yeah, a palpable hit, and they're not having a great time. You see a little beep, 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 as the scan lock action is taken against you. The Newsquire combat craft is trying to get a fix on you. Okay, there's a lock on you, and they're trying to pass it to their comrades to certain death. If that were to effectively happen, you guys wouldn't gain the benefit of your evasion armor.
I know what I'm doing on my turn.
Yeah, and the news squad. This pilot is going to make an operation test with a modifier of 2, because that's their thrust. And they don't manage to really get anywhere effectively in this fight. I would point out, when they try and get you, you can noise them. You can noise reaction.
Oh, I
we
can
also
do
have
that.
whole transponder decoy array there.
Yeah, well, you guys have already pulled your transponder is the thing. But you do have
Yeah,
you
yeah.
also have a transponder decoy array. That's mostly for scrambling attacks, but I would let that work against a target lock.
Yeah.
Well, let's just see the noise as a reaction. You
I
know,
have
which
a-
will use up my.
Yeah.
Oh,
I also have the side action to use.
Yeah, you had one ready up. You wanna run to the comp mesh and use that?
Yeah, I can potentially. Yeah, I can do that. I'm done because I think. Wait, which one of us has the better systems?
I do.
I mean, just think, would Frank think to do that? I mean, it's his baby
yeah.
getting locked on.
Huh?
Ooh.
Again?
It's your baby getting locked on. So I mean,
That
Yeah,
is-
yeah, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
You should do
Frank,
it. You
Frank does
definitely
not
go
even
for it.
want the paint scratched,
Yeah.
let alone the hole.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you even let us hitch an asteroid to it, honestly.
Yeah,
There-
so give me that. So Frank, give me your systems test.
Systems test, and I get do I get a bonus for the transponder decoy array?
No, you don't, because you're not shoot. You could go and shoot those instead if you wanted.
Okay.
You shoot one of your volleys of transponder decoy as a raise.
Oh,
That
those are okay. Okay, now I get what that is.
Okay,
Alright.
yeah. You want to? So they're getting 2 successes. You're getting 1 successes. They're winning the contest unless you want to juice this.
How do I juice this?
So you're a variant synth, right? So
Yeah.
Lee, can
You can reach
Can
it.
he
You
reach?
can you can gain 1 edge and re-roll at 1 less than you did that roll because
Hell
you
yeah.
the dice.
you're just like
Okay.
us, we're just like you.
All right, so gain 1 edge. Do I gain the edge before or after pressing it?
Before you roll it.
Okay. So just -1 modifier. All right.
Fair instance of Barbie reference.
Oh my.
Okay, you successfully do it, but
Oh.
you entangle one of your ship's processing. One of your ship's 2 processing gets entangled in the comp mesh. As you do, you immediately are like rewrite system 32, and that winds up being a little intensive
Oh,
on your
no.
Node 2000 Coalition's brain. You'll get this processing back at the end of the turn, but right now it's processed erroneously. You don't have a lock on you though. You successfully prevent it. You shoot enough. You shoot enough spam mail at them that they don't get the lock.
They are currently getting all
Yeah,
of the
they would.
pop-ups
Yeah,
about.
they would normally get to shoot a second time, but the crisis on their ship means that they had too many people who were busy. That's their turn. It's the Raging Cockerel's go. The Raging Cockerel says second verse same as the first. And your friends over there are gonna try and finish the fight, as it were. They love the orchestral score plays as the piano riff climbs, and this is going to be a mod 1 asteroid gunshot whiff, followed by a mod 2 line cannon shot. They spend one of their processing to re-roll that shot because they decide it matters enough. They're down to half.
Oh my
Spending is
god.
enough. So they are going to try and because they're convinced that this matters and that they're going to sink it. They hit. They're having the enemy's effective armor. 4 damage going at them.
Nice.
Yeah, so they pump 4 damage on the New Squad combat craft. It is trailing badly, and it just a hit to the hull. The Raging Cockerel, 2 shots of its line cannon later, has almost wiped the New Squad combat craft. It is the station's turn. The station sees that there's somebody attacking it. The station is going to just try and shoot at you. A random New Squad adolescent is at the defense and is like, "Oh no, we're getting attacked! Quickly, deploy the gun that shoots exploding balls!" And they're going to go for their better option, which is wildly enough going to be a systems. And you have a shot coming at you. In particular, let me tell you where it's going to hit. That hit is destined for your reactor.
Okay.
You readied up a pivot
Right.
to be able to slide around this. Do you want to use that? What,
Did my evasion maneuvers help at all? I believe I had 3
here's-
successes.
So
on
yeah, so
that.
basically, actually, there's a procedural question. Whatever. Basically, your evasion is going to get rolled when the armor gets rolled as extra armor.
Oh.
So
Okay.
basically, you have an effective armor of 6 right now, despite your normal armor being 3, because you're doing good actions to not get hit as much.
Great. And you said it was to the reactor.
Yeah.
So you could pivot on top of this and have it be 7 armor and not targeting our
Yeah,
reactor.
so that's
Right?
what the pivot is going to do is it's going to change where the hit happens.
Yes, exactly. So 7
Right.
armor and not targeting our reactor.
Still 6 armor. What
Or
it'll
sorry,
change it. Any
6.
extra successes you get on top of it can convert damage to fractures, which you want to have a fracture more than you want to have damage.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I just misremembered the number.
I can fix all
dig
sorts
it.
of fractures once the next round rolls around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
speaking of which, you know what else has rolled around? We are 6 minutes into what was supposed to be the 10-minute break. I'm so
Woo!
sorry. At 10:47, we'll be right back as you get ready. Literally, like this ball is about to come impact your reactor. You're like, oh shit! And as you twist back, you all spin until your eyes roll like the jackbox getting hit on a slot machine. You see 10:47 p.m. Eastern. We're back. The world itself has shifted. All right.
Nice.
Hell yeah. All
Sorry for
right.
that. I was like, I was watching the time. I was like, time check on this, and then I whiffed it.
You're
Oh,
fine.
you're good.
All right, I'm gonna run inside and use back.
So, hopefully, someone remembers. I did give you a modifier for that evasion roll. So
Yeah, a modifier of 1 for this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go refill my water.
so sorry. This is literally my first time playing, and I was also like, oh my god, I have choices.
This is my first time too. Don't worry.
Oh,
I'm figuring
you're
things
great.
out.
Yeah, I'm sorry that this was baptism by fire. This is, by the way, the largest space encounter we have ever run in the system.
Lovely.
Overwhelmingly, we have
action.
only tested one-on-one.
Yeah, like I'm really excited right now. This is really fun. I just also
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like I'm a social character.
It's
So
actually also overwhelmingly similar to Edge of the Empire space combat, which I've done a reasonable amount of.
Boys. I'll be right back, by the way, guys.
So, yeah, I'll be right back too.
my only frame of reference is Battlefleet Gothic. I don't
Oh,
need to go
fun!
anywhere.
I'll be back in a minute. Then I love Battlefleet Gothic though.
Yeah.
All right, I will be right back.
Cool.
Time to speed draw. Oh, hell.
Hey,
Hi.
love your makeup as always.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just threw it on like 5 seconds before the stream.
Yeah, well, fair. That was same for me, but I just do like I have like one stream makeup, and this
you
is
look
it.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Surfing.
I'm really glad I finally got a chance to play this game.
Woo! I'm glad you did too. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. But we're finally moving towards the end game here with regards to the.
Yeah, I feel that we're basically just waiting on Moss with EOS. Like everything else is done.
Well,
Once Moss is done, then like, yeah, but like Moss is also a full-time college student, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally feel that. Like I'm pretty much full-time working right now at the pharmacy too. So
Yeah.
We're kind of waiting on me, also kind of waiting on layout, which is kind of waiting on me. So I think I'm kind of the reason we're delayed. Like
That's literally the same spot we're in, where it's like probably more needs to be done on layout, but like Moss just, you know, Moss is doing as much art as their little heart can take. So
Yeah, we understand the struggle. Indie game devs. The game is done, but the layout's not. That's the real struggle that no one talks about.
Yeah, conveniently my roommate Irene, on some of the stuff I'm working on, we work together, and Irene can actually do layouts, and I can't do layouts to save my life.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna try and pick it up because, at some point we're gonna be making Change Stars modules, and like we can't rely on our current layout person for everything, because then we're gonna
Yeah.
have to it's gonna be a whole thing, and she's actually like really busy. She's doing this kind of as a favor, so I'm not gonna try and make her do more than she's already signed up for.
Yeah, I'm working on masters for EOS modules at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's what we're gonna have to work on at some point. Once we get a good idea of what the back of the book module is gonna look like, then we're gonna, come up with something to make everything look like that.
Oh yeah, because you're all shipping. We're just doing the 200 pages and sending it off. We're not fitting in. The modules will come with it, but separately in PDFs. So.
Yeah, we're going all out. We're being all hammy and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it's for the kids / adults / exclusively adults. I don't want to engage with children. I haven't seen a kid in a while, and I hope it stays that way.
I feel that was part of our whole conversation with that art debacle. Because I was
yeah, I don't know how much you want to talk about that on live.
Well, we'll catch up later. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What if kids look at this book and then I gesture to the the very first page where we say this book is brought to you by all these lovely people. Brand design graciously proffered to us by the famed artist Inkcase, who came up with a very similar creature called the Pawazi that we have somewhat shamefully ripped and changed and made our own with explicit authorial permission.
That's so cool. I am aware of Inkcase. That's all I will say.
Yes. And so we're not looking for kids to play this game. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a weird pervert, but my heart's in the right place. And we did get permission. Otherwise, I would have changed it. Literally, so this game was developed for me to play with my friends. I wanted to play Alien RPG, and the Sunday group that I was playing with at the time, we can tell you more about them. They're Lee's college friends, and I was amazingly inducted into the group. And Lee's college friends hadn't ever watched Alien, half of them, and those that didn't like it. There was I'm like, excuse you, how do you not like Alien or Aliens at the very least? If you don't like pretentious Ridley Scott, who is, to be clear, kind of a racist asshole. I can understand that, but Aliens, this is James Cameron, man. Who doesn't like Aliens? Okay, you don't like Aliens. All right, fine. I'll come up with my own setting with blackjack and hookers.
It's not that I don't like it, it's that my adrenaline hits so hard that I basically can't watch it.
Oh,
no, yeah, exactly. We don't want to make it a hostile experience for anybody. So
I read the lore and stuff like that, but I have what has been referred to as by my psychiatrist as a type A adrenal gland. It's not an actual diagnosis. It's just basically I have a very strong adrenaline response to very small things.
And I kind of have a phobia for some of the stuff. Like, for instance, Alien doesn't really hit my phobia trigger, but Halo's Flood does 100%. Halo's Flood literally triggers me. I can't play the Halo campaign as a result. So I totally get that.
It's not even like phobia triggers things. It's literally anything with jump scares that I can't do something about the jump scare, which is hilarious because there's a bunch of horror games which cease to be horror, or you used to cease to be horror because it's like, oh, it jumped at me, bang. Oh crap, bang bang, and it's dead. Mm-hmm. My aim is not as good as it used to be though. Including in real life, I used to be able to hit very small targets very reliably.
Wow. I have never held more than a toy gun in my life.
I had the joy of basically a couple of my friends were our military firearms instructors, and they took me out and taught me how to shoot.
Damn. I had a friend like that who wanted to teach me how to do that. That was actually before I met the Sunday group that Lee is a part of. That was my previous Sunday group, and it was a D&D game that had been going on for 7 years. And my friend Ian Probst, who I met in college, was the GM of that, and he was like an extreme, like he was actually banned from campus for bigoted reasons because they saw his heirs, not bigoted, sorry, but like, you know, for bad reasons. Because they saw his airsoft guns and they didn't want to let him on campus because he had quote unquote guns. He also does have real guns. He wasn't a threat to anybody, but I stopped playing with him because he was a transphobe.
Oh,
Yeah, and I came out and it was a whole thing.
there's a couple of people that I'm in the say that I don't play with because they turned out to be transphobic, homophobic, or racist.
Yeah. He was like, we went to a very like liberal college together, and he'd never said he was he said very, very clearly, like, I'm not transphobic. You know, like I have trans friends, but then like when I started transitioning, he was like,
yeah, that guy fucking. Don't
he
like
was like, but are you really trans though? You said some things on Facebook that I don't. What?
Oh my god.
Jeez.
No, yeah, he very strongly questioned whether I was trans or not, and I'm like,
Of all the,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Huh?
like what a thing to, what an individual.
And yeah, and I still stayed in that group for like a year afterwards, and then I finally started cheating on the group with Lee's group, and way better group.
I got so
Yeah.
upset when I found out
So I'm still
that
good friends.
person was acting that way. Like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm still
hello.
good friends with a lot of the
Goodness.
members of the group, and some of them are still good friends of the channel. But obviously they're
Not that person. Let me put it that
Not
way.
that person,
Not that
yeah.
person. You
not that
Not
person in
that
particular.
you can respect those pronouns. You can with a moose. That's the Diesel Shop policy. Hello, friends. We're back after our break. And they have just shot at you. There is a metal ball that is about to explode into several other metal balls that are going to rip through your reactor room like shrapnel, unless something is
Great.
done about that. You've got a readied pivot with a modifier of 1
Yes.
from the. Oh, the cams are out of order. Thank you for. Oh, shit! Somebody have to reconnect. I'll fix that. I'll fix that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I turned off my camera. I didn't realize that.
It's all good. Normally turning it off doesn't. So I don't know. Maybe it's something on my end.
I've had
But
it
I
happen
will-
a couple times now.
It's all good. I'll shuffle. It was one shuffle. We're all back. Thank you, Jewish Cthulhu, for letting me know.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate it. All right. So Bap.
Hi, Lilith.
So you were getting.
That's my
I
friend.
thought that was one of your friends.
You were getting a +3 from the power to thrust and a +1 from Amanda's
Oh.
order.
Oh,
So-
I didn't roll those 3.
All right, yeah.
Whoops.
So I was being like 1 + 3 as I was okay, but so that's the
Okay.
total. You can reach this if you want, but right now, what this means is your success is going to let you. We're going to re-roll a hit location to see where you get to redirect it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just pump it to hull and it'll cause no crisis. You'll still take the damage,
Great.
but it won't be a hit location of note. Okay, wonderful.
Excellent.
And
Hell
and
yeah.
then with that taken care of,
Raged. They scratched the paint.
you're gonna be able to convert.
Oh no.
So like,
Oh,
so,
no!
like, the hit happens, right? Roll me if you'd like as the pilot 66 to see how many of your points of armor and evasion negate damage.
6d6.
All right, so that's 1 from there. Okay. So
Okay.
basically, here's what's happening, right? They hit you with a 1 damage weapon with 1 twist. You negate 1 point of damage to a fracture, and your evasion causes the other bit to bounce. So actually, you don't really. You've taken 1 fracture. You've taken
Okay.
1 fracture to your hull. You've taken no damage despite the fact you were hit. Congratulations.
Right.
Are fractures like partial damage?
Yeah, so here's how a
Okay.
fracture works. A fracture isn't damage yet. The next time you take a damage from any source, every fracture on your ship pops and acts as +1 damage. Here's another unfortunate
right.
piece of news. The next thing acting in the initiative order is the certain death.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that might not be a fracture for much longer.
It cuts itself free from the warped lander, and somebody scuttles into an engine room and rapidly begins trying to fix their propulsion. Their propulsion is online. Their pilot barrels out at you with a combat pass. They're out for
Alright.
blood.
Well, that's not good, because we, I look around, we have blood.
And they're going to spend
I
one
don't.
of the 5 onboard processing on their ship to reroll that.
Oh my gosh.
They have a big brain computer. So they move they choose to move forward 1 and gain a +1 modifier to do attacks against your ship.
Oh.
And they had to deal with a crisis, so they don't have everybody in position to do their shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they do heat up, and you see a big red light. You know what that is. You ordered some of those to get shot, Amanda. That's the Heliocar Archangel laser. Oh, that really slags hulls. Oh, wait. That really slags hulls.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Just like old times.
Adult.
Oh man.
Because this
No.
is... the other ship is like the playpen with the adolescents. By which I mean like 30 and 40 year olds. This one is the one with the adult. So,
Oh.
a laser beam is coming towards you. It is burning bright towards you.
This is probably what we should have saved the evasions for.
They are sinking so much into here that they're overheating.
Fuck.
So they've got an overheat on this weapon, so that's good to keep in mind.
All hands braced.
And yeah, so the laser is coming. Bear in mind, so you stored up, right? BAP stored up a pivot. You could still pivot right now, but it'll eat the main action from your next turn. If you think it's worth it, what it would mainly let you do is they're taking a center fire. They will hit, they're not hitting anywhere in particular of note. What you could do with the pivot is let it hit nowhere of note on your cargo, on your hull, right? But all of your successes beyond the first one would contribute to turning some of that damage into fractures. Bear in mind, the fracture on your ship right now, if you take any damage from this, is going to pop for 1 extra damage.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll use it to... Maybe it's just a matter of confidence of like, I've piloted some ships. Maybe I can lessen the impact of this.
All right. But you're still getting a modifier of 3 because of the thrust is 3 power right now.
Great. Okay.
You spin out to try and not get slagged as hard. Okay, roll me your 66 and you're going to get to convert one of the pieces of damage into a fracture.
Okay.
Okay, here's what happens. A laser beam bears down on you. 2 damage for the hit, 3 twists, 5 damage overall. Burns into your hull. Your evasion work and a glitter of the armor manages to shave down that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to a 4 damage. And you turn one of those points into a fracture, but your fracture pops, so you're still taking 4 damage. As a bit of damage done earlier snaps and clatters all around Bells, and you're having a bad time. The fracture is put yet again onto the hull. And the certain death is also going to have their asteroid buster shoot at the Raging Cockerel. The Raging Cockerel will get some armor for some of the rocks in between.
Wow, they're just jerks.
Man. Everyone doing okay?
They shouldn't have. Hold on. They shouldn't have. And that is just the 1, 2. Cockerel will get extra armor here. Actually, yeah, only 1 damage dealt to the Cockerel there. A glancing blow, striking it in some hull. Yeah, as a metal ball blows up near it. The certain death hails you. It's the Rapier's turn.
I packed the hail into our commanding officer. I mean, fellow comrade.
All right, so Amanda Path. So this is you guys' turn, right? You have one fracture in the hull. You've got your whole situation as it is, and you've got a little friendly friend on the this one seems even bigger than the Eschaton was. They're sitting on a dual-headed throne in the middle of a watery chamber that seems to have like red and blue lights flashing in this strange coral-like interior to this imposing battle station of a ship that they have rolling out here. It's a large craft. It's like almost a kilometer long, to be clear. Not like the boxes you and your pals are riding in. And they say, surrender now and we will accept negotiation. Surrender later and we will feed you to our ship rats.
Yeah. I remember how you're kind of negotiate, though. Some good ships went missing. So,
When I am 150 of your solar cycles old, I'm sure I remember it fondly.
I'm sure I do too. Hey, does anyone have a big fucking can of Raid?
What's raid?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You have 2 small canisters engaged in a raid, and a 3rd mewling piece of blinking trash. We shall swipe it from the space void when we are done. In fact,
I hang up on him.
Alright, you fucking... Bam! Alright.
We're not going to moon him first.
Negotiation over. Yeah, so, it's the Rapier's turn. What's the play?
I would suggest that I get that fracture dealt with, and then as using a swift patch, and then try as rough repairs to keep our ship in one piece.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. And I think I should, once you're finished with that, try to hail them back with a couple Sabaros ads.
Yeah, so you're gonna go in there, you're gonna do the little E-War. The comp mesh. Yeah. So Frank, give me that. You can just side action fix the fracture, I believe. Single fracture.
It says
Oh,
as
sorry,
a
that's a main
side
action,
action mechanics with the appropriate tool repair as many fractures as you score successes.
Yeah. So there's also one that is like a guaranteed fracture fix as a main action. But yeah, if you want a side action, give me
I want to use the main action to repair hull.
Yeah, that's a very logical action to take there. So give me your first one for cleaning up the fracture.
Alright, one mechanics check. And I have both a multi and the BS 101 bolter, which if I remember right, the bolter provides. I had it written down here. Where did I have it written?
I believe
down?
it's a mechanics 2.
It's mechanics 2, thank you.
Yeah, so
Does
you
the
want...
does using the actual does actually using the multi of my brawl hands add another one, or no?
No, you will gain the benefit of 1 for this, so you gain the +2 from the bolt gun.
Gotcha. And dunk. Well,
The next time you're doing any test related to repairing fractures, you'll get 1 automatic success. Honestly, I'll say next time you repair the ship. So for your next roll, you get 1 automatic success.
Dang.
Congratulations.
Well,
And you have a twist to, I'm assuming, do it faster.
yes.
Yeah, you pop that fracture off like it's nothing. Bells, you look over, and everything that popped out is tidy and back in shape. And also, Frank is buffing out the rivets that have been driven into the beam, so you literally cannot tell it happened.
And now for the yes statement. I just did my job. And then now for rough repairs, main action, test mechanics. Spend 1. You said we had repair parts in
You
the
have
ship.
repair parts in the ship, absolutely. You run over to the cabin, you pop it open, you have all your bits of metal, you throwing that shit down.
I
You
imagine-
the laser hole.
Does the bolter also help with this one?
Yeah, you're fucking riveting gutting that shit. It's vacuum suctioning in when you turn back on the air, yeah.
Okay.
Frank doesn't need to worry about, the void
I-
that much.
Okay. Yeah.
Still not the void.
Frank doesn't need to worry about the void at all. Anyhow, so so still roll that mechanics check, and then
Correct.
there's the 1 automatic success.
So
You
one
said.
automatic success, so that's an overall 3 successes, 1 edge. What the edge is you you wind up using so many rivets that you're out. You have to go find more. You shot too many, more than you needed to in your quest for perfection.
Oh, I bought a whole bunch of spare reloads of rivets.
Yeah, so basically you just have to go to like the rivet bench and like get them.
Okay, so that's the next. So that's I presume a side action next turn.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
If you want to have a loaded rivet gun. Yeah, so that's your level 1 shock issue, but you get
Right.
3 successes. So is that 3 health to the ship?
Ideally,
Yeah. All right. So you're patched up. That's your go. That's Frank's full action.
Frank is
I
a
lo-
boss. Oh my
Look,
gosh.
Yeah.
I played engineer in Guns of Icarus.
Oh yeah.
The first time I played this insanity.
And the Bath and Bells. What are y'all doing? Bat, you are down to main action from your pivot.
Right.
Yeah. So, oh shit. Wait. Oh, you're. Oh no. Sorry, you said
Actually,
bat.
wait, is that a main?
Wait, I don't think I.
It is.
Yeah, my pivot is a main action.
Bells, you
so
haven't
I
gone
used
yet.
it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Bap has a side action left. Bells, what do you want to do?
Okay. So, Bells cracks her knuckles and she leans into the computer screen and says, "It's go time."
You run over to the comp mesh. You sit down through the gleaming lights. You run through the bridge to get to the room out front where the sensors are, and yeah, you just go to town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do I get benefit from my what is it? My
Computer?
digital tool?
Fuck it. I'll let you plug it in and use its additional processing power to boost. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't do much. But I've got 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw a reach on this. I wanna give them what for. This is what I specialize in. Sorry, that should have just been 1. Again, I forgot to do the subtraction.
All right. So you are going to contest this with the shipboard AI aboard the Certain Death,
Yeah.
which has a lot of processing, but not that much cognition. They only get 1 success. You managed to overpower them.
Yeah!
And you can junk 3 of their remaining 4 processing.
I do that, and then I turn to the group and I say, "I'm in."
Yeah, there's spam mail about join the F3 today, overwhelming all of the screens in their central computer room at this time.
Hell yeah.
Are there also pictures of butts?
Of course. I mean, I don't know, Bells. That might just be educate.
I-
I think that those are in the F3 pamphlets. It's educational material.
Yeah, I think Frank probably knows the file that I use, and I have encouraged Frank to add whatever you feel like. It doesn't matter. And Frank would have been like, butts.
So,
Yes.
you junked as a main action.
We are mooning them.
Yeah, you mooned them, even though there's no moons nearby. No moon.
That's no move.
So you've got your game ready to go, Pat.
Yeah.
You've
That's
main
dope.
actions. You have a side left.
Oh, yeah, what can I do as a side action? Oh. Think there's any useful. I'm gonna hold off so that I can.
You can hold it.
No.
Hold it in reserve for a defensive act of some sort.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off.
So Amanda, you have a full turn, and you're the
Yeah.
only person left on the team who does. I don't know if there's anything you want to do. Any suggestions? You
No,
have?
no, I've just been waiting to use the combat drone. So
Hell yeah!
okay. All right.
It's got a Mastodon railgun aboard. It's got a mod 0, but it does damage 3, and it's high volume, which means you can use bonfires if you want.
What capacity does it have to move and reposition? Does that like take its action to
The
move?
problem is, so okay, the drone doesn't have its own action economy. You would use the pilot action on it, and you'd spend a main action to move it.
Not worth it. Full
I don't think it
guns.
needs to move, really.
Yeah, I was considering about maybe putting it between us and that big fuck off laser, but
Honestly, like the size of these encounter users are such that it would still be able to shoot at you.
yeah, space is 3-dimensional. I've been wondering about that. Anyway, so Amanda gets control of the gun, and I guess it would be ballistics ?
Yeah, so it is a ballistics weapon, the Mastodon railgun. Railguns are about, art more so than science. And you
Yes.
got 3 options. You have aimed shot. You won't be able to twist for much that's of use, but you will get to decide what part of the ship you're hitting. Center fire, you roll a d6 to see what location you hit, and you can do volley fire, which would empty, and you'd have to, like, you know, tell the drone to reload, which would also cost action economy later. But it gives wait for it, a +3 modifier. You got twist for extra damage, but you can twist for extra hit locations to produce 1 fracture in each of those extra hit locations. And yeah, it's and reloading is normally a main action, to be clear, but you should be dry, but you'd hit it somewhere, and then you would ding fractures all over the ship. With fire.
I think I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'd rather just do like actual damage to it.
All right, so you want to go center fire, fuck the hit location?
Center fire, fuck hit location. Which
All my homies hate hit
is that?
location.
Oh, that was you rolling your thing. And what was the modifier you said?
The modifier is 0 for just the regular shot because it's a mod 0 gun. All right, that's it. You want to reach it?
So if I reach with a success, do I lose the success?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
You don't.
No.
What you'll do is you'll roll that at what you like put it as like a -1 modifier, right? You don't re-roll. Like if there's on a table, you put your success to the side and re-roll all your unsuccessful dice and roll them. So you can never lose successes from a re-roll in this system.
Okay, so I just put in a -1 modifier to
Represent the dice you're not rolling. Yeah.
Okay. Nah.
And if this was on your ship, you could spend the processing you still have on this, but it's not on your ship, it's on the drone. Fuck it. You can spend you could absolutely spend your ship's processing on re-rolling a drone's attack. It's patched through the network. If you
would
want
you
to,
all be okay with that out of character?
We haven't used any of our processing, and I just cut theirs to smithereens. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
absolutely.
re-roll the -1 is the situation here.
Yeah. You're gonna get a reroll on the -1
Yeah.
thanks to the ship doing it for you.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming you twist that for damage. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Understood. They're going to roll their armor, but railguns tend to cut through that shit as you rapidly pintle them, so that their armor is halved. They get no successes.
Ooh.
It's a damage 3 weapon. You're dealing 4.
Nice.
You're dealing 4 as you strike them in the life support.
Oh man.
Things are leaky in the center of that news guy hot tub. All right. So Amanda, that was a main action.
Oh, and I would like to pop my side action to give BAP a bonus to whatever pivot or
Sick.
ship saving action we have to do
Yeah.
next.
Yes,
So
we-
we just roll that now.
Yeah, BAP at the each turn you'll have to re-up your evasion to keep it up if you want.
Will
Actually,
do.
I don't think you have to, but you can.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, so you give BAP the order, and you're like, get ready to twist. And BAP's like, oh shit, I gotta be ready to twist. And BAP gains 1 edge
All right.
from that shock, as Amanda's leans into the order a little bit.
Yeah. All right. And I'll use my side action to do evasive
Yeah,
maneuvers.
and you get a modifier of 3 from the thrust still.
I think we're all unfamiliar with Human Empire era order giving.
Sick.
They walk around like Captain Kirk, and we don't even know what Star Trek is.
So I've got a modifier 3 from the thrust, and then a +1 from Amanda.
Correct.
Okay.
Wait, excuse me, a +2 from Amanda.
Oh, sick.
So modifier 5 overall.
Great.
Amazing. Great. Okay, yeah. So your evasion armor is right now effectively a 2, but you could reach that if you want.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean this extra armor has saved you a few times.
Yeah. Oh no!
Ooh, not this time though, homie.
Oh,
You spawn by lurching the ship inelegantly. You still go up to 2 evasion armor, but you cause a bit of space turbulence for everybody in the ship. Frank, I'm gonna assume you have your magnetic beat activated, right? You're like bolted in
Yeah.
place. But
Yeah,
Amanda, and Bells. The artificial gravity isn't in time to keep up with this 1-4. You can roll me a maneuver or an endurance against this hazard. Back, you're like in the seat, so you don't take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
My
go ahead.
apologies, y'all.
You get to roll, important note, armor and endurance or maneuver against the turbulence.
Nice.
I noted. All right, Amanda, you wanna reach that?
Can I use part of my success to help Amanda?
The only thing is you're in the comp mesh and you're presently getting knocked around. Otherwise, I'd let you. If you're in the same room, I'd let you.
Bummer.
Um.
God, that would be so cool.
Yeah. Why not?
Ooh, wait. Is she in the comm mesh because she just controlled the drone?
I was assuming she was doing it from her console on the bridge, but she could be in the comp mesh if she wants.
I was definitely planning on still being on the bridge because I've also been using the comm system this whole time. Sorry, I appreciate the offer though.
All right, yeah. So, 3 damage is coming at you guys, and roll armor. You have at least 1 armor point, Amanda. So just like roll a d6 if you don't have any further armor. It might help you. But this is honestly like a scratch. Like, you get like bumped, and you're like, oh shit, I really have to batten down, and then presumably you put on your space seat belt. But that's 3 damage coming at you, 1 deferred. You take 2 damage, Amanda, which I'll put on your green bar. You're down to 1 stamina. No real meat damage yet. Everybody else is fine. And that's the shakeout from level 2 shock on BAP's operation. It is Amanda, everybody's used everything except for Bells, who's holding. So, Newsguy Combat Craft's turn. The Newsguy Combat Craft is at this juncture pretty fucked up and giving it all they've got. They're honestly just gonna make a combat pass on the Raging Cockle. They're coming in for a tight pass. They're moving closer, doing +1 modifier. They're getting out of there's like still some cover from the rock for the Cockle, but not much. They're taking 2 shots. First with their Thresher missile system. Fails. They spend a processing. They get 1 hit as missiles like screech out. The trajectories are all wrong, and the AI goes into overload as they like deploy their secondary boosters and go in for it. The poor Raging Cockerel here is only out as an effective armor of 46 at the moment. None of them come up. That is a solid hit to their bridge, causing, which explodes in an explosion, dealing. Let's see here. Just 1 damage to everyone there, so they're suppressed, but they're fine otherwise. Like a floor panel blows out into the ceiling, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" as the goop like fills to seal everything, and some fires rage. They're having a very Star Trek bridge experience. More pressingly, their ship has taken 2 damage. And then a particle beam rakes out over them.
Oh no.
Ooh. And the particle beam fires. And this one was aimed. They wanted to knock out the reactor. The Raging Cockerel, like a golden beam of like almost light as accelerated particles like dance and skip through the walls of the ship. Seems to cut through, and it's like you see golden bits on either side on the radar, and then just nothingness as the reactor signal begins to first like plummet, and then the heat coming from the reactor skyrockets. The shielding is fucked. Particle beams don't actually hurt ships. They're quote-unquote less than lethal ship weapons, but they have caused a crisis. So the Raging Cockerel, the people in the bridge are, like, they just been hit by a fucking rocket. By missiles, right? They try and keep their shit together. They do not keep their shit together. They try to fix their reactor. They do manage to barely fix their reactor. The only thing the Raging Cockerel really is left over with the action economy to do is try and get themselves to some kind of cover.
Yeah, understandable.
Which actually, no, they're going to evade. Their pilot's going to evade. They have one evasion, right? But they're going to... Yeah, as their main action, they're actually going to fucking shoot. Because, I mean, it's space. Like, they're going to come around and get them. They get on the asteroid gun and they make one shot. They sink that magic silver 8-ball dead center on one of the coral sprues towards the front of the Newsguy combat ship. And the Newsguy combat ship does have 8 armor. Let's see. One gets blocked. That's literally 2 damage from... Yeah, okay. 1 damage gets through. And where does it hit is now the question. Their bridge also rocks, and some of the water gets drained from a reservoir. Yeah, the asteroid gun is going to take, at this juncture, an aimed shot at your comp mesh.
Oh man.
Yeah. They fire the asteroid gun. In shot. Ballistics.
Really hoping to miss, because that's where I am.
So there is a 1 damage hit flying towards your ship. It's going to hit the comp mesh. It's been well aimed and lined up. You could pivot to change where it hits, Bap, although that would eat your main action again. Bells, you have a side action ready, but nothing is really... Actually, wait a minute. That's a lie. It's a fucking lie. Transponder decoy array. If someone could spend... Let me check this. A side action as a reaction to deploy a countermeasure against threat to the ship.
Yeah,
You can
baby!
use the systems to... Anybody can use the systems to deploy the transponder decoy array in the bridge of the comp mesh. But if you have the ready side action, so you want to pop it?
Perfect.
It's a systems mod too. You manage to toy with their... you fire a cornea. Like, the ship twists as all of these little fake warp transponder coils fly out on the little capsules, and the ball flies wide and blaps into one of them, exploding and dancing around. You spent 1 volley off of that. So yeah, just be aware. You scratch 1 on that. You'll have to reload after the second shot. Okay.
Hell
so,
yeah.
Nice.
it's the Certain Death's turn. The Certain Death makes a combat pass towards you.
That's not great.
That's bad.
They move forward. They get a +1 modifier to all attacks against you.
Oh, we don't like that.
Their Archangel Laser is overheating. Their life support is fucked. Several of their people are just trying to not die right now. How good do they not do it dying while their life support has a problem? Poorly.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're a bit fucked up.
Well, at least we have their incompetence going for us.
That the fact that our whole
They are going to make a center fire attack with their Thresher missile system. That is 1 success. And they spend their last processing to re-roll that.
Damn.
Okay.
And factoring the +1 that they had is an extra d6. Okay. Yeah. There is 1 Thresher missile system hit coming at you. Is 2 damage if it hits. It causes an explosion whatever chamber it hits. And
Nice.
its location, it is presently bound for your 1, 2, 3 reactor. So there are missiles dancing towards your reactor. What do you guys want to do about that?
I mean, am I able to use my next pivot or my next main action to pivot?
Yeah, you could pivot against this.
Well, what do y'all
Uniquely well
think? Should I?
I'm uniquely well qualified to fix it if we get hit, but I'll leave the decisions up to you.
Fond of exploding.
I say we take the hit, and we get it fixed. You're not in the reactor right now, are you, Frank?
Nope, I'm fixing the hull.
Okay. Well, if we take the hit, we won't have to worry about it hitting our propulsion or our life support or comp mesh, all of which
Right.
could actually hurt us pretty significantly.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And maybe our armor boost from the evasion might be able to tank
Yes.
some of it.
All right. So,
That's true.
you want to roll the pivot?
No, we're taking it.
We're taking it.
We're gonna
taking
take it.
Roll
We're
5d6.
gonna take it with our evasion
Roll
armor.
5d6.
5d6.
You only have to stop 2 damage.
Oh no.
Damn.
Lamentably.
Only we had rerolls.
Yeah, the missile strike. Well, you can't use it on armor because the armor was as hard as it was. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the missile strikes. Your reactor enters a crisis. All lights around you go red, and there's a blaring beep, beep, beep. And yeah, they had enough problems on their ship that they had to fix that they don't get to shoot more. But normally they can take 3 shots.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, at this point, we are aboard. This rocks your world, right? They're coming for you. No longer the hunter. You have become the hunted. And as we look at the interior of the Rapier, you all get signs that your reactor's power is, shall we say, in an astronomical mode. Frank, I'm going to put you in the middle of the stem to represent being in the hall previously. And yes, Laird, thank you. Very nice, right? Your map. Yeah, all of you are, where you are, right? I'm not mentioning stays up here, Bells. When you get a warning that the reactor is going to go critical shortly, and also you see that there's been a hole blown in it by a precision missile system, and there's like shit being ripped out of it into the vacuum of space. The airlocks leading in have locked down as like a security measure, and yeah, you guys are still free to act in any mode, and we're braked out of 10-minute rounds, which is what spaceship's happening in, right? Like literally, you guys have been in this fight for like 50 minutes to like you've been fighting for almost an hour. And now it's like 10 seconds. Boom, bam, bam. Narrative time. Frank, you see through the glass windows, shit bouncing around in your reactor room from where a missile is struck, and bad situation as the green glow gets glowier. What are you gonna do?
Well, Frank is going to, if need be, manually override the override and go in and do his insane levels of mechanics to keep the thing from going kaboom.
All right, and you guys also up front, I will say this: the AI is trying to battle with the situation. If you want to commit a processing or and make a systems test, you could help the electronic regulation keep this from getting out of hand as quickly. But Frank, you're gonna go up. Give me a mechanics with a tool of your choice. A multi would be good. Just
Yeah. Mechanics with the multi adds that +1.
Yeah.
Right.
CO Path. First Officer Path. You give him any orders? Give him any commands? I'm assuming you're not running back there yourself.
Yeah. I'll give I'll give the order bonus to Frank for the repair.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Now, I presume the first mechanics test was just to get in there, right?
Yeah, the first mechanics test was to get in there, so we assume that Path's order is going to be something like fix the reactor.
Yeah.
Alright, so Bells, you make a success, although a problem will arise from that 2 shocks. We'll see. Okay, Amanda.
Ooh.
You are giving your order like very enthusiastically, and you wind up absolutely just like knocking random shit that was on your desk off of it, and it starts to float in the high gravity. You're like, fuck! That was my slate. And your slate is now floating over on the other side of the room. And it's kind of like skidding towards the floor. Officer Paths, you've given a +3 modifier to Frank's eventual fix here. Frank, you managed to get the door open in fast fashion. And you're in here. You are going up against a radiation hazard. It is 2/8. You, as a synth, get a +3 modifier to your rolls against it. So your spaceship armor, your armor is going to help with +3 modifier, and then your endurance is going to be made with that modifier.
So, and I already have pretty hefty armor too. So.
Yeah, well, only
that's...
spaceship armor is going to defend you. Sorry, spacesuit armor. Why am I saying spaceship armor?
Spacesuit armor. So the other armor that still has life support does not count. Okay. So I've got the 3 for being the synth, the 1 for the spacesuit, and then my already very strong resilience and endurance. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, you take it on the chin, bruv. What's a few Geigers counted between friends? A little Casium in the gears. You're in there. Make your mechanics with a modifier of 3 from Path's efforts, and Bells. You guys hear a sounding of the bells as Bells manages to hack things together, but your effective power is reduced by 1 as she jams the modulator too hard. You'll be able to get that power back, but it'll take an action later.
All right. And also, I also have, in this case, given that I'm having to deal with electrical stuff and such, with the
Electrician tell?
electronics analyzer that I purchased.
Oh,
work?
yes, you can jack that in, and because you're working rapidly on the main console of the reactor.
Yeah. So let's see. So that's the +3 from other people, my already existing mechanics check, and then the +1 for my equipment. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
A super twist, Frank.
Holy
You
shit.
managed to lock this down so fast that rather than taking a main action from your coming spaceship turn, you fix this up, and then you get you deploy the automated glue applicators, and they gloop up this gap real fast, right?
Yep.
So fast, in fact, that you're only taking a side action from your main turn to do this.
Okay.
The reactor is under control, and you suffered a lesser hazard because of the actions of your companions.
Nice.
Yay. And so when the time comes to repair, I already know what I'm going to be doing since I didn't use my main action on my starship for my starship turn, I am going to be repairing hull damage again.
Yep. And you guys have taken the hit. You've survived. Frank, you are presently in the reactor. Everybody else is where they were, and your effective power is down by 1. It will need to be reclaimed from the void of the complement if you are to use it again by taking a side action, making systems -2 to reroute power properly. It is your turns. Frank is down a side action. Everybody else, all your contributions were not that long. This is a 10-minute turn. You haven't eaten into your action economy for the spaceship combat. It's the rapier's turn. And did I actually put the damage on the rapier?
Did I lose my commander for the turn though? That's important.
No, you did not lose it. It's just you happen to use it during that context. You're still good with it. You can still use it.
Okay. Bells. I think at this point we're just kind of firing guns at that thing until. Sorry.
You got it, boss.
Okay.
I'll handle the drone.
All right. Let's see what this bad boy can do. I say as I ready another railgun round.
Oh yeah, let me actually give you your bonus first.
Captain Karen, were you gonna do something?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing another rough repairs.
Amazing. All right. So Amanda is passing a +2 as she gives you the order
And
bells.
the railgun itself, does it have a bonus?
The railgun is a mod 0 weapon.
Okay. Fucking crap!
Holy shit.
Yes! Deke again! Fuck yes!
Strike them in the reactor. You deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against halved armor.
Dang.
Oh, they take 1 off.
7. They take 6. Oh my god, they're up at 1 gaming.
So rude.
and their reactors put into crisis.
Ooh, but we got the drone still, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've absolutely unloaded Bells. You're like your railgun rounds is ripping into the center of their vessel.
And I still have my side action, right? I think I'm gonna fix the power.
Yeah, make a side action, try and fix the power situation. Remember,
Alright. -2, yeah?
-2, yeah.
And do I get a +1 for my robust diagnostic device?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So it's just a -1 then.
The power is released back to the reactor. You, Frank, you gain 1 edge as you see unexpected power spike, but then you're like, oh, it was a nice little, Bells fixing the problem. So that is, that's Bells' turn. Frank, we know that you've, how much did you score? How much are you?
I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got my. Oh wait, I'm out of bolts, so I'll have to get more later. Because I don't have the time to go running for those.
Yeah.
But do you have a tool that's still appropriate to patch the hole?
Wait, do I? Shit, I forgot to buy that. Okay, no, so I'm gonna have to get the bolts now.
All right, so you run back to the hull and you grab the bolts, maybe a glue applicator or whatever. We call that a side action. You can still run back to the reactor in time.
Yep.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
I already had a side action.
So you could downgrade a main action to a side action, but that means you won't have time to do the repairs right now.
Yeah, I won't have time to do the repairs right now, and I'm gonna. I figure also, if I can, grab a glue applicator as well.
Yeah, you have the glue out. You got the glue gun. You got the rivets. You're ready to go.
Just got the repair parts. You know, there's a reason this synth has such a high resilience.
So,
I do my job.
So on the bridge, we've got
Yes.
Amanda and Bap. What's the play here? The certain death is almost destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. She says.
Excellent shooting, Officer Bells. Now, let me see if I can bring it home.
Let's take that almost away.
All right. Rolling ballistics.
Oh snap!
All right.
Was that a center fire or was that a certain kind of fire?
Yeah, it's just center fire. By the way, do I get to edge that to reroll the misses?
No,
or?
not
Okay.
with
You
the-
suffered a shock, so you can't reach it. Although you could use the ship's last
Ooh.
re-roll. You can use the ship's last processing to roll if you want.
I think I would like to do that. So
Okay.
just re-roll -2 with the
Yep.
4.
Mhm.
Okay. Oop. All right.
All right. So the processing is sunk. You guys are out of processing
Rip.
your spaceship.
Wait, that was a maneuver?
3 separate shocks. All right.
That's 46 is what you would have re-rolled from the top.
Oh, you rolled a maneuver though.
Yeah, so that's we'll count that as 46, but the thing is you won't have to worry about the second shock. That won't happen because you're more or less you're just re-rolling the 4 that missed. Anyway, your tier 2 shock, Amanda, is that you're firing the drone, right?
Yeah.
You go so ham while you're shooting, you jam the drone's gun by ignoring the overheating warning. You strike them in the propulsion. You are dealing at this time 4 damage. Their armor is halved against this damage. So it's impossible for them to quote-unquote survive. Wait. Okay, they take 2 damage. They are blown to 0. One person aboard their ship attempts to avert crisis. Given the fact that their propulsion and reactor are in chaos and there was fire and radiation hazard striking them, they are going to make this mechanics test as a -4 modifier.
Help.
They get no successes, and you can't use processing on those rerolls, and they would be junked anyway. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the certain death begins to break apart, and you see little jutting capsules as it seems some of them had already fled to like escape pods. The certain death is fucked. and as it burns bright against the black of space, I think that's the rapier's turn. Yeah.
Can't think of anything else to do personally.
I mean, there's as far as threats go, we've just got the little guy, right?
So there's the asteroid gun firing from the base, and there's the Newsboy combat craft.
Okay. That gun. All right. I mean, I'll use a side action to do evasive maneuvers.
All right,
Wait,
Bob.
you could potentially also have you used your main? Like, you could probably fire if you haven't.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah, I've been-
I think we have the asteroid gun.
We have the
Okay.
Asteroid Buster, which is bigger and nastier
yeah,
than
you
the
got the asteroid
gun.
buster. If you want systems or ballistics modifier 2, you want to sink a shot into the gun turret.
Yeah, I would love to.
All right.
Okay.
shot.
You said ballistics?
Correct. Modifier 2.
Modifier 2. Oh.
Okay, you sink the shot. You deliver 2 damage. There's like a bit of like a jutting of gas and breaking of rock near it. Unfortunately for you, you are in the console. You bring up the gun. You bring up the ship, and you're like you basically like bang the controls as you do so.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a little bit of a spin. Everyone on the ship gains 1 edge as you all think that you're about to do a topsy-turvy.
Oh man.
Oh goodness.
Ah!
Yeah, so that's a main action. You want to use your side to evade?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right, give it to me.
Okay.
Modifier 2.
Modifier 2. 1 success.
1 evasion armor. You could reach it if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll reach it. I'll reach it.
Reach it. You'll reach it.
Fuck
We're
yeah.
so close. We're so close.
We're so close. We can do this, guys. We'll be right.
All right,
Up-
4
you're up to
successes.
4.
Another
Oh.
shock, though.
A level 1 shock. Your propulsion is beginning to burn a little hot. If it keeps up like this, you're going to incur a fractured propulsion, but it hasn't happened yet. It's just developing. Okay, that's your turn.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not skipping anybody.
Hmm.
Okay. The Newsboy combat craft, witnessing the destruction of the certain death, is going to. Let me check something. Alright, they're gonna send a. There's plenty of processing on that one. Certain death was appropriately named.
Yup.
They pop 2 squares. You get a hailing frequency from the Newsboy combat craft. You feel like it's sent to both you and the Raging Cockerel. The Raging Cockerel comes on and says, "Shh, we're getting a hail from the enemy ship. Seems like they're running." And yeah, you guys do see a message coming in.
I accept the call.
And
Patch it back to her.
yeah, and they say, "Hello, we have witnessed you destroying our progenitors. We are very thankful. In return, we would like to come to terms to the end of this unnecessary conflict."
This is a Newsboy thing. They don't like their parents. I think it's a everybody thing, actually.
Right.
So, Newsboy adolescents are making an
Not have
opening.
parents to dislike.
Making an opening offer here. Do you want to? You could make an insight on this, Amanda. I would say a -2 due to your perspective.
Can I also make an insight on this?
Yes. Well, you don't have to do very well. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh, we got so many shocks.
Level 3 plus shot.
Well, just like Newsboy talking to us.
Alright,
Interaction.
Amanda, you are staggered by the realization that they would love to talk to you now that you have destroyed the commanding vessel, and that they're more than happy, just like come on, you can tell that they are looking for their first opportunity to escape, but you can't really convey that, Amanda, because you know how like you always have your cracked grin and you're smiling and such. You just break out laughing, and you can't stop. You're on the laughing gas. For the rest of the scene, you are hysterically laughing. So, yeah, Amanda just breaks out laughing on the con. What are Bells and Bap and Frank doing? The Omega comes what's that on your... We're hearing some disturbance. I mean,
It's-
we're in the middle of a real conversation here. Oh my god, we got shit blown up all over here. What's going on over there? Get together.
I think it's a cultural thing that I'm not aware about.
And the News Guy on the Horn are basically saying, if you guarantee our safe passage, we will communicate with you all codes to access the station, which you will be free to do with as you please. In return, all we ask is for the rights to salvage some refined heavy matter from the certain death and escape.
I turn to the group and I say, by the way, what did my insight and also subsequent fuck up incur? I want to be fair. Like, I also got two of those shocky boys.
So you really successfully see that they are still, like, they don't give a fuck about you at all. They just want to escape, and they're going to do whatever they think is going to get them there. With your level 2 shock, you go up one edge, honestly, as you freak out a little.
Yeah, that's
Because
fair.
you
All
hear
right.
you hear the laughter from Amanda as you're trying to read the diction in the translator box from Newsguy and like figure out intent from that. And you're like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, and I think also in my heart of hearts, I know that Amanda's fucking crazy.
So,
I
yeah.
like to think she's cool, calm, and collected, and a little dommy, which I find cute. But I know she's a little crazy. Anyway,
What do you do? So like, what are you guys saying and doing? Because like they're trying to peel out. They still have their turn.
I drag the mic up after looking around and say, we can let them salvage, right? Like, we don't give a shit about that ship as long as we get everybody safe. Yeah.
Omega says, well, if that laser's still intact, we should definitely try and grab it. If they just want the heavy matter, let them take it as far as I'm concerned.
You have permission to take the heavy matter. Everything else is ours.
Of course.
Right of conquest.
Give me a communicate.
I think that works, right?
I'm sorry, because you're the social character and you can't make this roll right now. I will say this. If someone wants to break Amanda out of her shock, it's a communicate test.
I'm gonna. I can't. Do you want me to use that communicate to break you out of? You know what? For roleplay reasons, I'm gonna turn over to Amanda, and I'm going to like grab her on the shoulder. And this communicate test is to break her out. I look her dead in the eye and I say, "Look, I know this is cool and scary and you're probably feeling a lot of emotions. You probably haven't had a win like this since, well, you were killing my people. And that's a lot to unpack, and we're here for you to help you unpack that at a later time. But you know what? We made you the commanding officer of the ship for a reason, and I need you to pull yourself together and tell those fuckers that they can take the heavy matter, but nothing else."
Amanda, you regain control of yourself and your senses.
Yes.
What do you do? What do you say? You're on the con. I don't think anybody hit mute on the video call. They're just kind of politely waiting.
Sorry. It's been a long.
No issue.
Couple
We've
of
all had a
centuries.
stressful 10-hour shift with the coming of great changes in both of our lives. You know, for the better.
Yeah. So listen. I'm feeling really short of patience right now, so you're going to only take the heavy matter,
Of course.
and you're going to leave.
Right
And if
away.
I see your ugly, wretched little face again, I will blast you into the void.
I confess, the word face doesn't translate well, but I take your meaning. You will never see me again.
Okay.
Make me communicate. I would say modifier of 2. You're you use super twisters anyway.
Oh,
they're shaking in their
sick.
fucking boots.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Raging Cockerel messages you and they're like, "Hey, that was a really intimidating speech. Good job." With
Thanks.
that-
I have that effect on
Yeah.
people.
They broadcast to the station, and whoever was on the asteroid gun stopped shooting it. And you guys are free to approach the Raging Cockerel, and you do see signs of like motion and power fluctuation on the base. It seems like getting there quickly might be imperative. Does anybody
Okay.
want to make an operation test to see how quickly you get there?
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Because they might need Frank.
Is this with a modifier 2 with the power, or just
Yes.
straight?
Modifier
Okay.
two
Didn't
is
we
power.
we got our power back, right?
You did. It needs to be reallocated. Someone can reallocate and you'll have modifier 3. Yeah.
I volunteer.
Yeah, you walk in
Great.
there, you pull the lever, the power is all there. +3 all the way.
Okay.
You,
Oh my gosh.
you'll make it
Yeah.
there in decent time. Unless you want. You know how bad level 3 shocks are and you're flying the ship, so I'll let you decide if you think that you're going to burn hard on that one or let it stand.
I'm doing it. I'm
Fuck
doing
yeah!
it. Here we go. Oh no!
You pull up perfectly, and you just think about the fact that you could have died
Oh my
and left your
God.
children without their father, and you are just like nearly catatonic because you pull up, you have a perfect landing way before the Raging Cockerel landed on the other like large like docking arm that isn't the other one. As everyone looks like to see you, you're just like you're glued to your slate. You're just like looking at like a gif of your family. You're like rocking back and forth in the chair. And it doesn't look like BAP is going to be moving too honestly. It's too
Oh,
soon.
Man.
Bells is just like in probably she's in the bridge right now, and she's just looking between like the pilot who's catatonic and the commanding officer who's like very nervous inducing. He's just like, this is great, this is fine, everything's fine.
Of course, Frank with his piles of tools and stuff is like, allied ship, need repairs, reactors, no problem.
Frank is an anchor. Sadly, the anchor is in another room.
So, yeah, BAP's gonna need a moment. BAP's not gonna be in the initial boarding unless somebody like really shakes him and gets him out of it. I don't know if you guys feel like you should. This is his first mission with you, and that just happened. So you know.
I need a
Believe
gun.
in that. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, there's a gun locker on this ship. In the handout it says what's in there, but I think there's like a pulse carbine and shit.
Holy shit!
Okay, so you tell BAP.
Whoa.
You come up to BAP and you give him a little pep talk.
Hey, that's a really cute gift. You have some amazing kids. Well, I'll tell you what. I have a family too, back on the station.
Yeah.
You're part of it now. You're all part of it. This cause is my family. We're going to bring freedom to the oppressed peoples of this galaxy. And we're going to do it for our children and our children's children and their children. And we're going to start right now. We're going to get these people back to their families. You with me?
You damn right I am.
All right, BAP, your head's back in it. Your head's back
Dick,
in it.
yeah.
You're on fucking edge. You're at 8 fucking edge. Reminder, you can edge break right now, BAP, if you want to. I don't know that the time is going to come, but you could. Because you're at 8. You need 7. But you're going for it. You guys arm up. You get aboard way ahead of time thanks to BAP. And you see the doors. You've been transmitted the codes. You guys are armed up. You're ready to go. All of this stuff has been cleaned out. What escape pods there were have been taken, and at least the ones you saw like parked here. And this door is like the airlock from the hangar into the mining area.
Hmm.
You have the access
I'll
codes;
take
they'll
point.
automatically open for you. Yeah.
Question. Can I use the CCU from the ship to
Yes.
board this?
Yes, you come aboard.
Okay.
You come aboard in the seat. You are in the Mecha Stomper. You are
Sick.
riding the Mecha Stomper.
All right.
Got her.
I'll make sure to put like my little license certificate on the side window.
You
so-
fucking you slapped on the side. You see CCU certified BAP. You're mounted up. I will give you control over the ISP players so that you can move it as you will.
Sick.
And yeah, you guys are here at the door. Show me how you stack up. It's time to go in. Seems to have been some commotion. The door seems to have been closed in a hurry.
I think it's fair to say that also Frank has, before leaving the ship, because he may have to help repair the friendly ship, has loaded himself down to his encumbrance value in repair parts.
Absolutely coated in it. You've got like Chewbacca carrying C-3PO levels of metal on you.
Yeah. Frank would be getting ready to take cover behind the big thing more, but if Frank also only can really fight in melee.
Yeah, so the door slides open. You see two dark glass watchways on either side and a circular doorway up ahead in this strange teal coral-like structure.
Well, if there are no complaints, I think with my mecha suit, taking point might be good.
Yeah, you provide cover to those behind you.
Hell yeah.
Stop in. This circle is just like tall enough that you can like slide sideways through.
I'll follow Sweet after
You
Frank.
hear the
I guess.
faint like tizzing of like electrical tools or something beyond. You're not sure, but you definitely hear
Whoops.
noise and commotion.
I accidentally stacked Frank on top of... Ah! So many buttons!
Yeah, there's a buzzing of machinery, sounds of maybe a crowd. It's hard to say. You can listen with the scrutiny, or you guys can just pop open the door. You have the security codes.
Let's go in.
All right.
Let's get them out of here.
The door
Assume
slides
they're all
open.
coming back on the rapier because it's big. Actually, Cockerel's got some.
Cockerel has a lot of posture space. You see people like wearing prisoner jumpsuits and holding whatever tools they have to hand, brandishing them. And yeah,
Oh
they're
my god, there's so many.
and you see skittering like people with like the Brood Guard are armed. They have shock batons, they have guns, and they are trying to keep the group of people back. They're saying, return to your cells, return to your cells. There's clearly been some sort of general breakout amidst the chaos and explosions. They see the door open, and they see BAP astride an ISP, the certification of justice on its side. They look, they point, they scream, they like surge, and the Brood Guard try to fall back into the room with you. Look, see who you are, and well, they haven't said anything yet. What would you do like immediately as this happens?
I turn to our commanding officer to see if she's got some words of wisdom for these fuckers.
I
Yeah.
step out. All right. So, everyone who could possibly save you is now dead. You will be too if you give me a reason to. Because please give me a reason.
They say, no reasons necessary. We are happy to surrender. You have clearly done a great job, and we look forward to serving under your great leadership. And the Brood Guard are like
Finally,
pouring
something makes
in,
sense.
and they're closing the door as like the people inside are like surging south, trying to get out. There are Newsquire, human, Rast prisoners in there.
Yeah, but they're not. You're gonna tell them that they're, gonna free the people, right?
We'll handle it.
So the Newsquire Brood Guard look at you and they're like, "So, yeah, we were the guys who got left. We're the boys that got left behind. Really? What's the play, boss? We got a lot of prisoners in there right now. Situation's a little, you wouldn't want to There's banging on the door. Wouldn't want to go in there right now.
Yeah. I mean, no. You're gonna open the doors. You're gonna let all those folks out. They're gonna go with us, and we
Oh.
won't kill you.
They're like, oh, okay, just kidding. Doop. And the door opens, boom, burst forth, and as they raise like a multi, like smash this news squad on one of the heads, they say, you're free to go. Like, what? Turn around, like, oh my goodness, you freed us. Who are you? And like the prisoners come out. The news squad prisoner calls along the wall, like, freedom. Everybody's very excited, rushing forth. And yeah, as like the crowd
You're
surges
F3.
out, they're like, the Free Frontier Front? Oh,
Damn
wow.
straight.
And someone's like, oh, they all said you were crazy, but really, you saved us. And someone else was like, oh my goodness, from now on, the Free Frontier Front that I believe in. Oh my goodness. And yeah, everybody runs out. They're happy. You know, in our version, Chewbacca gets a medal. You've got a good 70, 60 people here to move between the cockerel and your own vessel. You're going to be able to get them out of here. And
We'll
at the end
move
of it all,
asteroids to get them out of here.
at the end of it all, between the base that you've acquired and the resources you've acquired, Bap manages to take home a nice bonus. But you have a question, Bap. After the events of today, do you remain a free agent, or have you gained Free Frontier Front sympathies?
I mean, maybe some sympathies, but I would say mainly to this crew because we've been through so much together. I mean, we've dealt with certain death together.
You have. You've dealt with certain death.
And we survived. So.
Statement. It was clearly not certain.
Amazing.
Not for
died.
us, at least.
And yeah, you guys basically save the civilians, go home, and have absolutely just fucked up the enemy. I thought you guys were gonna get way more fucked up, honestly. Certain death rolled terribly, but that was an amazing run, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. Those who viewed. Normally we run to midnight 30. It's midnight right now, and I think that you guys have told the whole story. As you drift away on the rapier, and you hit back up the strawberry milk machine, you know, lots of displaced people have been brought to the station, and they're a lot safer now. And all thanks to you guys and the crew of the Raging Cockerel, who show up afterwards and load like 30 people on their ship. You make it out, and you
Imagine
know,
if Frank helped them get space worthy again before going out.
yeah, you get everything prepared, you get it all worked up, and in the end, it seems that this station has grown far more fond of the Free Frontier Front as word spreads of what it was you did. And when those people get home to the remote worlds they were kidnapped from, or the new places more towards the sprawl they head for, they spread the word. The Free Frontier Front saved their lives, and maybe it's worth hearing them out. So yeah, that is us and now. Because if not who, if not now, when? I think it's time for a little feedback phase. We do some Diesel Shot. Favorite, least favorite, what you want to see more of section. All directed to the Dreamer, with just me. There's no comment on anyone but me and how I ran the adventure when I presented. I think we're going to start with Pat. Pat's done it a billion times before. She can give you a show. Pat, hit me with it.
All right, this is a blast. Thank you very much. The thing that I liked the most was the unique story you told. We very rarely get to see the F3 aside from as a role in causing some minor chaos in places that, like, you know, they're not like the biggest bad, but they're potentially a criminal element that we would have to contend with if we're in a. But no, we got to be the heroes, which is really cool. And you know, aside from that, they're like a smokescreen for human supremacist movements, which are, you know, evil. So I'm glad we got to show the F3 as, you know, the kind of ragtag group of people who don't believe in the Trinity but do believe in potentially good causes that we want to represent them as. So that was very good for the lore, very good for a game concept. I loved that. I also loved that you threw Newsguy into every single part of this. They weren't just the bad guys; they were prisoners and our informant from the beginning, showing off there's so much lore. Just the Newsguy are very unique. Each and every one of them wants to have.
Yeah, we don't want to
individual
typecast any species as the villains. Yeah.
It's fucking rad. Good shot. Good concept all around. The thing I like the least, hard to say, but I guess it did seem maybe a little bit easy. That said, I think we spent a perfect amount of time on the space combat. If anything, my least favorite part is that we didn't get enough chance to roleplay, which again, it was a space combat heavy game, so that was to be expected more or less. But if we'd gotten more NPCs to interact with or stuff like that, that could have been fun. Or if you just had like an NPC stand in the crew or something, that could have been interesting.
Like Red Hot Iron was for the other spaceship combat game.
Yeah. And what I want to see more of, more stuff like this. Honestly, this was a very, very good one shot.
In regards to like lots of space combat, in regards to like F3 cell.
In regards to the lore, the bringing the lore to home kind of element. Like there was a lot going on, and all of it was a cool, unique way to spin the existing lore into a diverse tapestry of coolness.
Diverse tapestry of coolness. Getting that put on my wall. All right, well.
Yeah.
Robin,
All right.
Would you care to hit me with it? You can skip anything that you don't have a strong feeling about, but just,
You don't have to ramble like I did.
Okay. I mean, so it's hard for me to gauge because this is my first time playing the system.
Sure,
so it's
and
kind of hard for me.
you can also weigh in just like the system and like first impression if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed what I played. I appreciate the setup of the character sheets. I appreciate the edge. The edge system was something that in the book I didn't really understand, but I think I understand a lot more just playing it. As written, it was just a little bit hard for me to parse. But otherwise, I enjoyed space combat. It definitely is very TAC vehicle heavy. Like it's not very RP heavy. That's not like an issue for me because I come from that kind of school of design. So, I want to play Amanda again. I actually ended up liking this character a lot more than what was originally just like a one-off, like kind of like a rip-off of like a character from Halo. So,
Yeah. She was cool.
That's it. No notes.
Wonderful. In that case, I think it's the player of BAP, Matt, again on the channel. And oh wait.
Yeah.
I should ask Robin, would you like to share with the wonderful people of the internet where they can find you and the wonderful work that you've done?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Robin Bell. I am one of the members of a design collective called Shrek Tabletop. Our flagship and main game, Era of Silence, is coming out this summer. Like August, hopefully. Otherwise, Shrek Tabletop on every social media where you can find us. So,
Woo! Hell yeah! And I believe we've. I can drop your Twitter if you.
Yeah. I'm dropping the Twitter too.
Oh, you got it. All right. Cool.
And yes, that's wonderful. And we also have many wonderful guests with us from across the net. But yeah, Matt, give me your feedback and then share with the dreamers, what you do, where they can find you, where they can enjoy more improv and D&D.
Absolutely. So, first off, had a blast, as always. Y'all were so wonderful to play with. It was amazing. Lee, thank you for being so cool with our pool cue ball move, because that was incredible.
Yeah, I know. I love that. I was like, are they gonna crush? I thought you guys were gonna laugh since you like crushed the ship before the fight even started. I was like, oh my god, I loved it. Yeah, I know.
That would have caused some civilian casualties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it was such a blast. I loved it so much, and I don't have any notes. I mean, it was just a great time playing with all of you, and I mean, if you want more from me, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter, Improv and D&D. But that's it for me.
Absolutely, and I will find. I'll rapidly grab your Twitter so that we can share with the good people. But as I do that, hello to our friend Captain Carrion, first time on the channel. Not first time viewing the channel, but first time
Yes.
being a player on the channel. And
I'd like to be in the chat.
yeah, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you.
Yeah.
Many time chatter, first time player. Hit us with it, Captain Carrion. Hit us with it. What's up? What's up? What's up?
So, reading the system was reasonably intuitive. Playing it is even more intuitive than anything else I've ever played. The system just makes sense once you see the parts start to move. That is fabulous, and I have not seen something that clicks that nicely before.
Really? That's high praise. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that is
I
high praise.
and I even play the previous record for how fast it clicked once it actually started to play for me was Fantasy Flight Star Wars, and this is this is faster.
Oh shit! We're at the drag race with Fantasy Flight Games.
Snap.
I'm gonna get a black hand note. We know with the Fantasy Flight Games logo tomorrow.
Yeah, no, this is very intuitive. I very much enjoyed the space combat. This was fun. It was really fun playing maintenance. It harkened back to my days at the height of Guns of Icarus. Honestly, it was really fun. It was once we all started figuring our things out. It moved very fast for space combat in the tabletop. I especially after getting to actually play it, I really like the relative simplicity of the board and the movement between the pieces. Although I kept forgetting to move myself. The way the action economy flows is very nice. That was something I particularly liked. I'm now, interestingly enough, I am traditionally not usually as big of a fan of a simple board, but this really works well, and I'm definitely appreciating simpler boards in space combat more and more.
You mean in terms of like how I laid out? Like, hey, this is your ship.
Yeah, I like to have the more complex one available for like when we're in a more like the exact placing is relevant. But once we actually started on the space combat, and it really only mattered what compartment you were in, it was much better to have that fairly simple.
Yeah.
So I liked that kind of hybridization there of the two. You have the complex micro and the macro. That I loved. The core system, of course, I adore. It's similar to several things I've watched, similar to some things I've played, but it's which helps it be easy to bring to mind. Let's see. Honestly, it's and then the closest thing I can come up with criticism is a scenario-specific one is having a hardcore mechanics specialist seemed to break it just a little bit in that hull damage became almost a non-factor.
So like, yeah. So hull repair and the degree to which we were allowing it was more limited previously. You could only repair fractures and then somewhat help with hull, which would have left you guys in an almost dead situation here.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe in the 11th hour here, I might tweak that again, having hardcore mechanics effect trivialized hull damage. And I completely forgot about a defensive module your spaceship has. I'm sorry. You have something called a reactive lattice that was supposed to heal your hull once at the start of each turn and drain down to 0. And I just forgot to have it and use it.
Oh wow.
My bad. But you guys, we didn't wind up.
Didn't change much.
Yeah.
Frank was our lattice.
Yeah,
Exactly,
He was
exactly.
reactive. He was your latest. Yeah.
I loved playing Frank. He was really fun to play.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
And as I can be found places now too, or I will be able to be found places here shortly.
Nice. Do you have any links? Would you like to share?
I have just started my own Twitch channel. I'm planning to actually run Fantasy Flight Star Wars on it at twitch.tv/thecaptainslog.
Nice.
Nice.
I found it. It was untaken. I was like, I'm getting that.
The captain's log of all things.
Yeah,
Impressive.
That's nice.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm pulling up your channel. The captain's log, just like
There's no background on it yet. I haven't actually established things. I was like, oh crap, I need to go and squat on that name.
but this is the link, right? Twitch.tv/.
That is it, yes.
All right. Well, you will be able to find Captain Karen there playing some Fantasy Flight Star Wars games. Yeah, I think that that's more or less the setup and the get up and the go. As I read it with our live pals, I think we're going to raid Macabre Derek.
All right. I hear they're doing a giveaway, actually.
Oh, lovely. Well, stay tuned in, dreamers. And yeah, thank you everyone for coming out. It's fun. We're gonna have 3 games of Change Stars every week. Change Stars Summer, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays most weeks. Oh, I'm being told my internet is unstable. I'm gonna try and get us off on a raid then before that goes out the window. But yeah, thank you for coming around. We are pumping the raid. Farewell, dreamers. Raid's been created. Hopefully it lets me kick it off before whatever that warning about unstable internet was comes crashing down on my head.
Whenever I have something else that loads crap in the background, my
Raid.